Let's go.
Let's rock.
Jimmy Juice Podcast, man.
Let's go.
Figgy Fig, best in the world, that's what he do, know what I'm talking about. Ryan Rockett, born and raised in the H-Town. Houston, Texas. Know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Let's go in the jacuzzi, smoking threats. I got my feet up. Cut them haters off, I told them beat it. I don't need you. Spent 50 racks in cash, but it's all good. I got my visa. This rolling got them staring at me like the Mona Lisa. My ghetto, Nike. I beat it like a creature. She always like my sneakers. These Jordan 5 pink aces. Let's go. I'm knocking them down, back to back in the row. He really the one. They already know. So all of my chains go put on the show.
Giving no gins, sipping my juice. Counting the beans, addicted to ends. Need it back in on whatever I do. We get it in on the daily. I get it rocking like this with the 80. We really 10 toes down on the pavement. What's up? We about to see what they saying.
Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Let's go. Gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Go, let's go.
What do you have to say to everyone? I mean, we still consider the Astros cheaters.
Sliding around playing Eminem in your car, you and your old lady. And I got the new drop for you, Rockett.
Let's go. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Do you know how many times I've heard that shit? I thought the one place I wouldn't hear that would be on the Gyms and Juice podcast. Because you know what? Growing up, I wasn't a fan of Elton John. So all my teachers, whenever they heard the name Ryan Rockett, they would say, "Oh, Rockett Man." I wouldn't know what the fuck they were talking about. Because I didn't grow up on Elton John, man. Like I eventually got onto his music. But I had to hate that song off of general principle because every old white person made a Rockett Man reference whenever they heard my name. So I thought the one place I wouldn't hear that would be from Figgy Fig and the Gyms and Juice podcast. And now I got to hear it too. You bring up PSD right now, Figgy. Damn, I'm hurt. Even at two, Figgy, at two. Damn, man.
Hey, I just realized you is not gonna like that Garden of the Galaxy, that last one.
Oh, they play Rocket Man.
That was the theme of that movie. because the little Rocket Man dude, they thought
Rocket Raccoon, yeah,
because it was pretty much centered around him.
Yeah,
for that movie, but yeah, that was the theme of that movie.
Yeah,
so I know you're gonna be irritated when you see that.
I haven't seen that yet. I'm gonna watch it. I know it's on Disney Plus now. I'm gonna finally watch it. Everybody says it's good. My coworker said she cried. She got really upset. I know some people got upset. I guess they showed like the raccoon's origin story.
Yeah.
And he was like getting tortured and shit. And like some people got really sad at that, man. And my coworker said she cried. I was like,
yeah, my wife is one of them. She got a little sad.
Oh.
And then too, I don't want to spoil the movie, but it sets you up to be a little sad.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's like the goodbye. It's like the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy, basically. So
yeah,
it's I heard it's a kind of a sad movie, but I'll check it out. I know it's on Disney Plus. I got to get Disney Plus for like a month and then cancel it.
Yeah,
catch up to some shit.
Yeah, get some of that free the free 30 days or the free.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm eligible for that anymore. I think that's for like new subscribers and shit. Dog, this streaming shit, like everything.
What and why is they going up on everything?
That's the jig, man. They always.
Hulu is like $19.99 for I think $17.99 with no ads.
Yeah,
or with the ads. Like the ads. If you want no ads, that's even more money.
Yeah, it's like we mentioned this a few podcasts ago, man. Like for some reason, like during the same week, everything was announced to be more expensive. Every streaming thing like Spotify to Netflix to Hulu to Disney, everything rose in price at the same time.
Yes.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And then you go to grocery store, suddenly groceries are more for no reason. Suddenly I don't know if it was just me, but I feel like the price just rose a week ago and even more than what they already were. So I don't know what's going on, man. I guess the
Everything
entire
going up,
economy
man.
said the price of the brick is going up on everything.
Yes.
Shit's rough out here, man. Shit's
Yeah.
rough out here.
I feel like I'm in the wire when dude said the price of the brick is going up.
Yeah, nah. In every aspect, man. In every aspect.
What was his name? I forget.
That was Marlo, yeah.
Yeah, when he said the price of the brick is going up, and he just got up and left.
That was after he killed Prop Joe.
Yeah,
who everybody liked, and then he basically said, "I'll run the Connect now, and if you got no more meetings, and by the way, the price of the brick is going up." It just walked out. Oh man! So he said, if you got any problems, either sleep on it or strap up. Like we ain't discussing shit no more.
Yeah.
That was too funny, man.
Yeah.
So what up, everybody? Welcome to a special Saturday edition of the podcast. Me and Figgy, I think both of us were actually out and about last night, man. I actually went outside on Friday evening, man. I went outside. Yeah, give it up to Ryan Rockett actually leaving the house for not work or grocery store or the gym.
Where you go?
I went to go see the Temptations musical.
Okay.
No, my mother bought tickets. She wanted the whole family to go. It was me, my dad, my sister, and her. And we went to go see it's a musical called Ain't Too Proud to Beg. It's basically the Temptations story told in musical form. It was okay, man. I really didn't think I would like it. What up, Pablo? We see you on Facebook. Thank you for joining us, man. Glad to see you here as well. So yeah, I went to go see this, man. I don't like musicals. So
I hate musicals, man.
Dude, but
when I hear musical, I am out.
Same here, dog. But my mother was excited. I didn't want to disappoint her because she wanted to make it like a whole family thing. So I'm like, sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and go places, man, even though I really don't want to go. And I came right after the Texans football preseason game, went to their house, and then we went on Friday evening. And it was actually pretty good, man. I'll just say I pretty much enjoyed it. It was very well done. Very the performances, the singing was on point for the most part. I liked it, man. It was kind of like a shortened version of the miniseries, basically. It was told from Otis's point of view, the same way that in the miniseries was. So I'll recommend it if you like the Temptation story and you've seen the movie and you want to have a good night out with the fam. I actually recommend it, man. It's a good show. Great performances. It was good, man. It was very solid.
Okay.
I did realize one thing, man. I think my brain is just warped because I didn't laugh. I mean, there's a lot of jokes in it, but I didn't laugh at any of the stuff that was supposed to be funny. And I laughed at like everything that wasn't supposed to be funny. Like, for example, when Eddie Kendricks, there was a montage of the Temptations, like in how they died. And during this whole time, they were playing like Papa Was Rolling Stone.
Oh, God.
And like the dudes were dancing in the background. And it was supposed to be like a serious moment because they roll out Eddie Kendricks and Otis is talking to him. He's in the wheelchair. And he's like, I got lung cancer, but I really repeat. Like it was supposed to be a sad moment. But these dudes were like doing a doo-wop in the background. So I'm like laughing and my sister starts laughing too. And there's certain moments I just thought were funny that nobody else did. My parents got mad at me, I think, because they were starting to laugh too. Like my sister and my mom was starting to laugh a little bit when they see me laughing. But nobody else was laughing at this shit, man.
You got a fucked up brain, man.
I do, dog. There was a scene where I guess there was a scene where they were going through like the Deep South and they encountered like some racist people. And all you hear in the background is like the N-word and go back to Africa monkeys and all this. It's like I started laughing because it was so random. It came out of nowhere. So I was laughing and nobody else was laughing.
You got a Twitter sense of humor.
I really do, man. It's like I don't know if you've seen the movie Joker, but the main character Joaquin Phoenix in that movie, like he has a condition where he laughs at stuff that's not funny, and I feel like I have that condition in real life, man. Like nothing that's supposed to be funny is funny to me, but all the stuff that's supposed to be serious and I laugh at.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man, but it was a good time. I recommend it if y'all just want a nice little night out with the lady or whatever, whoever you want to take to it. I recommend it. It's actually pretty well done. So very, very, I give it thumbs up. I say it's qualified. So Pablo says I would have laughed too. And you can't laugh at that joke, man. Only black people can laugh at racism like that. Okay. I'm playing with you, man. But Figgy, where'd you go, man? I know you were out on Friday too, man.
Yeah, so Friday, man, let me tell you about the last couple of days I had, man. They've been kind of busy. So Thursday, so Wednesday I had to get a haircut.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't gonna be able to get a haircut another day. So I had to get the haircut first. And then Thursday, I ended up getting my hair recolored. I got a new color. And man, shout out to my girl Reese. She's my hairstylist. But so we started the process at 8:00 p.m. So that's already a red flag because hair take a long time.
Yep.
Man, I ain't get finished till like 3:00 in the morning. 3:30 in the morning.
Damn.
Yeah, because it just took so long to, the process of the colors and all that stuff. So I got home probably around 4:30. I went to sleep, woke back up around 6:30. Went to work. I got here about 7:30, 7:45. I did work on some stuff. I went to the gym at 8. I was that close to just calling off my gym day. I was about to sleep in. I'm like, you know what? I feel better once I work out. So I worked out. After that, I went to work, which was that Friday. And then I want to say a couple hours after work, I had to work a photo booth event, which was I think it was an Indian wedding.
Okay.
So yeah, so I worked that from 8 p.m. to 12 last night. So now I'm here, man.
Man, been hustling, man. I feel you though.
It's been a crazy, like, look, man, I'm 34. I'll be 35 in a couple months. I ain't got it like that no more, man. Back in the day, I used to stay up from sun up to sun up.
Yep.
And all I need is a couple hours of sleep. Man, this shit been kicking my ass, man. But yeah, those are my past couple days.
Nah, you like old boy who quit in the middle of the football game, dog.
It's
a young man game. Nah, you boys got it. Oh, you mean you done after the season? No, I'm done.
I'm done.
Oh, man.
Shout out to Devontae Davis.
Yeah, that shit was too funny, man. So a lot to break down and talk about this week, man. A lot happened. There's some new music. Pablo said you covered for Tyler. Oh, you did the night thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't do that last night, but I did it all last week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Was out sick, so I did it all last week. I'll be doing it again probably in a week or two.
Okay.
Going to Europe, so I'll be doing it for like 7 or 8 straight days.
Okay.
Make sure y'all tap in. Maybe we do a live show.
Damn, how Tyler going to Europe? Them gambling picks, them picks must be coming in, man.
Probably so.
Are y'all paying Tyler for his picks? Is he running a fucking some kind of gambling hustle on the side, man? I gotta talk to him. I haven't talked to him in a while. I need to know where the bag coming from because I know he ain't getting that from the producer checks because I know that much.
He hit me up yesterday randomly, asked did I listen to the new Post Malone album.
Oh God.
So I got the text back a little late, so I totally missed them saying that. But he said, "Did you listen to the new Post Malone album at all?" And I'm like, man, like, sorry I'm late. I just seen this, but I'm not a Post Malone fan at all.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't even know if he pop up on my algorithm, man.
Nah, I didn't even know he had a new album out, man. That's how out of touch I am with the Post Malone. I think I might have seen a couple posts on the timeline, but I just scrolled past it. So that's somebody who I'm kind of surprised is still even famous, man, to be honest. You know, there are artists like Macklemore and certain people who like just had a moment and then kind of disappeared. I know Jack Harlow's still kind of around, but not so much. And
Yeah,
Post Malone is one of them people I thought would just kind of fade away by now. But I guess he still has some fans and people still mess with him. But I was never a fan of that dude, man. I got to be honest. I don't think I heard one song of his that I liked.
yeah. Even the White Iverson, I ain't really like the White
I
Iverson.
hated that song,
Me too.
dog. Like, it was awful,
I'm
man.
so thin. I'm so thin.
I could not. None of his songs that I listened to I liked, man. Pablo says that Tyler's his own bookie. He might be, man. He might be running some kind of underground. He might be doing some Johnny Manziel type thing. I saw that documentary, by the way. We're going to talk about that. I know you saw it too.
Yeah, I saw it too.
But he might be running some kind of Johnny Manziel underground sports memorabilia type thing or some gambling type thing, man. I gotta tap in with Tyler, see how he got the money to go to Europe, man. I'm investigating him. I'm officially investigating him on Sports Radio 610 official investigation, man. We're gonna get to the bottom of that. Anyway, what's going on this week? A lot of stuff going on. Let's just recap the sports stuff for all you damn 610 listeners who wanted to talk about the Texans.
Yeah, you worked it, man. You had your first game of the year.
I did, man. I did. It went pretty well. It went swimmingly, in fact. We had a good time.
Yeah, how was, I listened to probably like I think I listened to the 7:00 hour.
Yeah.
And he actually gave you a shout out. He said
he did. He gave me a couple. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was like
introduction, like, oh yeah, Aaron Rayburn, who been with us for 2 years.
Yeah.
So been with us for 8 years. Ryan Rodgers. Well, I forgot how
he
said
said he's been with us since the beginning of time.
Yeah,
and I think that's because he didn't know when I joined. And honestly, I forgot too. I want to say it was maybe 20. I can't even remember, 2015 maybe. I can't remember when I officially started doing Texans games, man. I know Jim Mudd did it before me, and I think Laura did it before him.
Damn.
So Jim Mudd left, and then they asked me if I wanted to do it. I was like, sure, I need some more money. And I've been doing it ever since. So yeah, he gave me a couple shout outs, man. I was like, hey, what's up, Mark? Okay.
He sounded giddy too. Both of them.
He did. I mean, early in the season, you kind of miss football. So you kind of get into the I know by third preseason game, we'll be all tired and just ready for the actual games to start. Because preseason is rough, man. That game was boring as hell. I'll be honest, man. The third quarter seemed to go on for 10 years. Like it felt so long, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, hot takes from the Texans' first preseason game. I'm saying it right now. I think Case Keenum should be the starting quarterback. Okay.
Oh.
Y'all talk about Davis Mills or CJ Stroud. Hey, who led the Texans to a victory of 20 versus who gives a shit? I don't know the final score is preseason, but Case Keenum led the team to victory, man. So how about Case Keenum, QB number 1 until CJ Stroud is ready? What about your hot takes, Biggie?
My hot take is, I think, and this is a real hot take too, because a lot of people been drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit. My hot take is, I wouldn't be surprised if they win 4 or 5 games. I still think they're gonna win about 4 or 5 games, man. They won because look, they won 4 I think they won 3 or 4 last year.
Yeah, I want to say 3, maybe.
Yeah, the year before that they won 4. So this year with the draft picks, the signings, people expect them to jump up a little bit. 6. I heard a couple of people say, I think the over under was like 5. People were saying take the over. I'm like, man, look, man, I think I still think they could possibly win like 4 or 5 games, man. I'm not going over 5 games.
I forgot the Texans tied last year, so they finished 3-13-1.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, so yeah, I still think record-wise they won't be that good, but I do think they have a really good roster, really good defense and stuff. I just think at the end of the game, it's going to be some type of hiccup with the rookie quarterback. So it's going to be a lot of close games, but it's going to be a lot of growing pains. So I still think they probably going to be around 4 games, maybe 5. But I could be wrong, man. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think, look, on the bright side, the Texans don't have any primetime games, so the nation's not going to know how bad we are if we stink it up. Okay? I don't think we don't have any Monday night games, we don't have any Sunday night games, no Thursday night games. So nobody's going to know. People ignore the Texans anyway, unless there's some huge controversy like the Deshaun Watson thing or the firing 2 black head coaches back to back. Something like that. Otherwise, nobody cares about the Texans nationwide, so they won't know, and there will be no narratives about how bad we are if we stink it up. Michael Garcia, what's up? We see you on Facebook, man. He says, I think CJ is going to keep the tradition alive of Ohio State quarterbacks not making it in the NFL, but I hope I'm wrong. Figgy, what do you have to say about this so-called Ohio State curse?
Get the hell out of
people
here.
Keep
man.
bringing up.
Get the hell out of here. No, I'm just playing. Nah, I think, honestly, man, I think it's kind of silly, man, because a lot of people look at Ohio State as, oh, he went to Ohio State, so he can't be a good quarterback in the NFL. I mean, name me a school that produced the best quarterbacks in the world. You know what I mean? And we could just go to that school and grab them there. I just think, man, like you could talk about the Ohio State system. Maybe they run a super gimmicky system where all of their quarterbacks look good. But still, man, like once you get to the NFL, man, I think it's coaches' jobs, it's teams' jobs to put that quarterback in the best position to win. And if you look at all the quarterbacks that came out of Ohio State, like was those teams that good to put that quarterback in the best position to win? Like we bring up Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins, but he was in Washington, man. Like what was around that team for him to even have a chance to succeed?
Mm-hmm.
I just think he was a dead duck during that time. Just
pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. No pun intended.
Yeah.
But I think he had no chance from the beginning because it's Washington. And, you know, I'm trying to think of other quarterbacks. Justin Fields, the Bears wasn't a good team when they drafted him. And they really didn't have a lot around him. Now he's still in the league, and I think they looking to push him forward, but I don't think it's Ohio State just because because Joe Burrow went to Ohio State. he just transferred and went to LSU. So, you know, when if he stayed at Ohio State, man, it could have been, you know, a lot of stuff could have been different. So I don't think the Ohio State thing, I wouldn't look at it like, damn, they just don't get a quarterback because he came from Ohio State. And then the other thing is, when if, like, so do you not draft CJ or any Ohio State quarterback at all? Like, do you just not draft them at all? Or is it cool if you pick them up in the 5th round or something? So I don't know. I just never believe that, man. And it's so many other like what other school produces the best quarterbacks? I mean, you don't just go to that school to grab whatever quarterback there. You got to see something.
Yeah, man. And look, to be fair, it's possible that CJ won't work out, but it's far too early to even predict anything like that, man. Okay. People, I know it's Twitter. I know it's sports. People like the hot take. People like the prediction. And they like to go back and be like, you know what? I was right. Or they never bring up they were wrong. But it's way too early to make any kind of prediction on CJ. He had 2 series. He was out there. He threw an interception, but look, his feet are barely wet in the NFL, man. Let's hold back. If he lose game 1, oh man, I know y'all gonna go crazy with y'all damn hot takes. The way y'all been acting this whole training camp and preseason. So yeah, he might get half a quarter of goodwill. If he don't score on the first drive of the touchdown with the touchdown, I know y'all gonna be on his ass, Texans Twitter. So calm down, man.
It was on his ass at the interception.
Yep, of course.
I was ready to call off for work.
Yeah,
When I
you knew
say, I
how it was
was
gonna
like,
be,
oh my
man.
God, man.
Michael Garcia says, "Think you're looking kind of swole now. Yeah, we see you putting in the work, man. The shirt's getting kind of tighter now around the chest. I see."
I know, man. Like some of my loose shirts now looking all tight around the arm a
Yep,
little bit. So
that's how
yeah,
you do it,
man, I'm
man.
still in the gym, going 5 days a week now.
That's how you do it, man. I'm trying to get back in there myself, man. I've been going through a slump lately. I've been fucking, I don't know. I've been in a slump for a little bit, but I'm trying to get back in there, man. So yeah, hopefully I can get a fucking slim and trim again one day. We'll see. I don't know. It's hard when you're older, man. It's
Yeah.
getting tough. Any other sports things happen that I think that really about is Dominic said that they make Stroud QB1 for the game against the Ravens. I don't think they've announced that yet, man. But I would assume, okay, that's a good topic. Do you think that CJ Stroud should start game 1 versus the Ravens, Figgy?
Me personally, I think he should. If I was the coach, I would start him. But I trust D'Amico Ryans a lot, man. I feel like he's not like a Bill O'Brien. The rookies don't know anything. So let me go with this veteran because he's been in the league longer, and let the rookie sit and watch. He's not that type of guy. So if D'Amico Ryans feel like and it's gonna hurt me to say this, but if he feel like Davis Mills should be the starter week 1 and CJ not really ready, I wouldn't have too much pushback on that. I will be fine with that. Even if he felt like Case Keenum should be the starter, like I wouldn't push back on that. I wouldn't be like, "What the hell is he doing? He don't know what he's doing." I will be perfectly fine with that if he decide to roll with them until CJ kind of get everything together, because they did the same thing in San Francisco. They drafted Trey Lance, and even though Trey Lance might be trash, but they didn't put him out there first. They Garoppolo took over, or he was the guy, and they let Trey Lance sit a little bit, and it looked like it was a smart decision. But yeah, if he feel like that Stroud should sit a little bit, I'm perfectly fine with that. I won't be mad at that. Now, if Bill O'Brien was the coach and he did that, I would probably be pissed because he did the same thing with Deshaun Watson. He pretty much, I guess, didn't start him for just the first half, I guess. But Tom Savage was so damn bad that he had to do something.
Yeah.
So to me, I think that was a prime example of Tom Savage getting the start because he know the system, and Bill O'Brien just didn't play the better quarterback. But in this case, I would be fine if D'Amico decided to roll with somebody else other than Stroud.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we don't know what they're seeing in practice, and we only see what's happening like in public and in the preseason. So, look, they're gonna have the tape. They're gonna know if CJ is ready or not, man. And like, I agree with that. I go with their decision. Look, I've accepted the fact that the Texans aren't going to be good this year. I think we all kind of have. So, take whatever approach is best to develop him. Dominic is against it, though. Dominic says, no, he should not start. Please don't wreck the young homie's career. Let him redshirt for a year. It's okay to ride the bench and look at the Surface tablet. Okay, I think that's going a little too far. The entire year, bench him? Nah, man, he has to play. If he's the future, he has to start at some point. I'm not against Davis Mills starting, and hey, maybe he's better this year. Maybe they can get out to a hot start. If not, put him in. I don't know. I don't know if he's ready or not, man. He didn't look great or awful from what I saw on Friday or Thursday, but I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So
yeah. Now if CJ Stroud, let's say in the next game he played like a whole half, and he actually looked better than everybody else, then I would be fine with it if he rolled with CJ.
Yeah.
But if it's a thing where he still kind of struggled and you could tell it's going to be a rough couple games, a rough couple welcome to the NFL type of games, then I'm not mad if he decided to go with Keenum or Mills. Like I'm not going to be mad at that. But at some point, because unless Keenum or Mills take the Texans to the playoffs or something, or they're in the hunt, then you're gonna eventually have to play CJ Stroud. You're gonna have to put him out there. I mean, it won't make any sense if the Texans are bad and Davis Mills is playing. Like that
That's
just
true.
don't make any sense.
And you think about it, the worst case scenario would be like if CJ starts and he plays so bad that they have to put in Davis Mills, because you got a young quarterback and you're already messing with his confidence if you bench him for Davis Mills. So Davis Mills, I think, has already accepted the fact that he's been replaced. So if you start him and then bench him because he's not playing well, I think it would be better that way. CJ comes in and if he stinks it up too, hey, he's a future. He's got to take his lumps. But it would be bad if they were in a position where it's like, okay, CJ's just playing so badly out there, we have to put in Davis Mills. So I'm down with the Davis Mills start, I guess. I won't be against it unless he just lights it up from now on and learns a lot in a short amount of time. But I trust D'Amico Ryans. We trust the franchise and the direction of the team with them right now. So let's see what he decides, and we'll roll with it. Dominic says, so it looks like the second game is pivotal on who will start the first regular game. I mean, I wouldn't say pivotal. Like I said, there's a lot going on behind the scenes and practices and whatnot that we don't see as well. So I trust the evaluation of what they see and what they hear from him, and we'll see where it goes. I wouldn't say it depends on the second preseason game.
Yeah, I would say the second preseason game. I guess if Stroud play way more, which I'm guessing he will.
Yeah,
I think that will show you how the season will probably look for Stroud or Mills, because I think if CJ played pretty good, he will probably start against the Ravens. If he played bad, I still think it's a chance he will start against the Ravens. But you kind of know what you're in for. You know it's going to be some growing pains.
Yeah,
if he's playing bad in the second game, so be prepared for the 2023 season.
Yeah.
So I think that's more of the question, or what you'll see from that game. Not necessarily a quarterback competition.
Yeah. Dominic says, I think it's either Mills or Keenum to start. Now, look, I wouldn't be against. I was half joking about the Case Keenum start. But I won't be against that either, man. Look, he's a veteran. He's been in the game for a long time. He knows offenses. Look, he might be the Ryan Fitzpatrick of this team. Might give us a spark and get a few wins out. He can't be the future, of course, but he's up there too. I want to say he's like 35 now, so he's getting up there.
Like our age.
Yeah. I know. I was in school when he was playing, man. I went to a few of his games at U of H, so exciting time where he played for like 7 years. So entered the NFL like 26 or something. But it was I'm not against Case Keenum either, man. I that would be fun to watch him and Tank Dell connect, like a U of H to U of H connection. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Let's wait till the regular season, man. Enough of the preseason takes. I want to get through these next 3 games as fast as possible because I know they're going to be boring. And let's get to some regular season footballs. On very, very, very soon, we're going to have real football that matters. So Dominic says, remember, we don't own our first pick. So it's really no reason there is really no incentive to tank. Yeah, there is not. But they might just be bad, man. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And you want your quarterback to get experience, even if it's at the expense of losing games, because let's be honest about the ceiling of this team, man. They're not a Super Bowl winning team, okay? They're not going to make a deep run to playoffs. They probably won't even make the playoffs. So I think it's more important this year for CJ to get reps and for us to see the potential that he has. Okay, we're building for the future, man. It's called a rebuild for a reason. We got to rebuild somewhere. We got to start and take the lumps with the new players right now.
Yeah, and I think they're on the right track, to be honest, man. I think everything looking good. You got the coach you wanted. And Dominic said the defense looked good, though.
Yeah, they did.
I think that's going to be the bright spot this year. And if the Texans will be in any type of contention, I think it's going to be because of the defense.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be a good thing for somebody like a CJ Stroud, just in case he might not be lighting it up. But at least if he can stay in games, I think that's a good thing. Because last year the defense was awful. And say what you want, Mills was bad, but they didn't even have a chance, man. like quarterbacks gonna have bad games.
Mhm.
But with the defense, you still ain't have a chance, man, because the defense was so bad. So if they got a good defense, man, I still think they have a chance to do a little something, show a little something at least, and give a little confidence to CJ Stroud.
Yep. And speaking of the first pick, we do have the Browns' first pick too. And I don't know, man, because Deshaun Watson looked kind of sharp out there. He looked like he was on point. So,
It's
how you
funny.
feel about the Browns' chances this year, Figgy?
It's funny because yesterday I didn't see the game at all because
Mhm.
I was busy, but I forgot the game came on, and I'm like, oh shit, let me look at the stats. It was like a simple little 3 for 3 for 20 yards or something like that. But I think he had 3 rushing attempts for like 20 yards.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking like, damn, okay, like he running that much. So I end up looking up some highlights, and I'm like, damn, he do kind of look sharp. But I think he played like one series.
Yeah.
But man, man, I think it was a pipe dream for us to feel like the Browns is gonna suck.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not saying the Browns gonna make the playoffs or anything, but look, the last couple years the Browns wasn't good, and that got you the 12th overall pick, 13th overall pick. So I mean that's better than nothing, but I think it's a little silly. People feel like the Browns gonna be the top 5 worst team in the league.
Yeah.
I just don't see it, man. They kind of spent a lot of money this year. They upgraded some positions. You got Deshaun Watson for a full camp this time, and I've been hearing stuff out of Cleveland how they actually are making the playbook catered around Deshaun Watson this year, and they didn't do that last year because they didn't know if he was going to be out the whole year.
Mhm.
And Jacoby Brissett is a whole different quarterback.
Yep.
So which I agree. I agree with why they did that because it wouldn't make sense for you to make a whole playbook around Deshaun and he get a year because we thought he was going to get a year.
Yep.
So they kind of threw that season away. But this year seemed like they catering around Deshaun Watson and they gonna do what probably freaking Bill O'Brien should have did when he had Deshaun Watson instead of trying to make him run this damn Tom Brady Patriots offense or something.
Mhm.
So yeah, man, I'm not saying they're gonna make the playoffs, but I feel like they're gonna be kind of good, man. And if you look in their division, man, Joe Burrow is hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know when he coming back. So that kind of suck if you a Texans fan. But I don't know, they might be all right. I'm not saying they're gonna win the Super Bowl or make the playoffs, but at most you might have a 13th overall pick again or 12th
Yeah.
overall pick again.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they might be good, man. I don't know. We might get a very low first round pick. So I don't know. Hopefully something terrible happens to them because I don't fucking know. But yeah, it's looking rough because Deshaun Watson, he didn't play much, but he could very well be back to form this year. We'll see. I don't know. Dominic says, I really think they are one 50-50 receiver away from competing in the weak AFC South. We should have signed D-Hop, just my opinion. Look, DeAndre Hopkins is finished, man. Let's be real about that, okay? He went to the Texans retirement home, the Tennessee Titans, okay? That's where you put all the Texans out to pasture on the Titans. So he's getting popped for a half a season for PEDs, man. I think he's done. I don't see what benefit that would have to bring an aging receiver in to work with CJ Stroud, man. I think he's kind of finished, man. Dominic says we will see. Yeah, we will see, man. Maybe he surprises and comes back and he's great. But I think he's probably done, man. Let's be real.
I think I think he's still okay. I don't think he's like Andre Johnson finished with the Titans, but I don't think he's the same DeAndre Hopkins from 2019, 2018.
Mhm.
That's kind of impossible because he's getting older. But I think he can still do a little something. I still think he would have did something here, but I just when you look at this receiving core, it's kind of like damn, like it would help if you had the DeAndre Hopkins, but after seeing Tank Dell, man, that ship kind of sailed for me now. I'm like,
Yep.
okay, maybe Tank Dell got something. Maybe John Mechie got something. So I'm fine with it. But I think DeAndre, I think he still got a little something left in the tank.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. I could be wrong, but look, when I saw him go to the Titans, I was like, okay, this is it. This is it. Like Michael Jackson, man, he's done. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're really good this year, but I don't know. Anyway, enough text. That's been about 40 minutes of y'all Texans talk, man. We got to move on to hip hop. The 50 years of hip hop, man. Apparently, eventually, it's been the 50 years anniversary of hip hop. We'll talk about that. First off, some new releases, man. Some new stuff came out this week. Did you listen to anything, Figgy?
I did not listen. Dog, I meant to listen to some new stuff on my way here, but I've been, when I tell you the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been in an EDM mode.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
Like, dog, I just been straight EDM at this point. That been getting me through my days. That get me through the workout. So, because for some reason, I don't know, I'm sure you probably work out to hip hop music and all that stuff, but for me to focus, I have to listen to something that something that's like high energy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough when you listening to like some hip hop on Pandora or something like that. And then it's like, I ain't feeling this song today. So skip. Oh, no, this song too slow. Skip. And yeah, so I haven't been listening. I just been stuck on the EDM. What came out today? Or
well, as workouts go, I listen to a mix, man. I listen to like classic rock. I listen to like some 2000s era rock. I listen to dance and EDM stuff, high tempo stuff too. And there's some rap in there too. It's mostly rap, but it's been a mix, man. As far as new music, a few things came out this week. Trippie Redd, I didn't listen to. I think he dropped another mixtape. There was a new Yeet song that I really didn't like. Look, I've come to terms with the fact that I only like one album from Yeet. that Talk album, I think it's called. I don't like anything else from him. I think it's called Life. I think that Life album I liked a lot, but nothing else he's dropped before or since really hits like that. He has some decent albums before that, but everything since then I just haven't really been feeling, man. This new song has that piano roll that I hate. Every song got that sad piano in it now, man. I'm getting sick of the piano, dog. Enough piano beats. Yeah, the emo trap. I was hustling roaches in the apartment. Mama ain't told me I wasn't gonna be shit. Those types of songs, man. The Lil Durk special.
I had to go out and hustle so I could pay the rent. I had to grind so hard it didn't even make sense. Mama said it's my fault. It's my fault. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Yeah. Teacher said I wouldn't be shit. Roaches on the plate. Shit like that. Yeah, enough of the piano roll with the sad bars, man. I'm past it now.
You know what's funny about people like us? I feel like a lot of people I guess a lot of black folks do this pretty often. And one moment they'll say like, "Oh, I'm rich, y'all broke," da 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 da. But in the same sentence, hey, I grew up with nothing. I had to sleep on the floor. I ain't have mattress. Like, so in the same sentence, they telling you how rich they are and all the stuff they got, but also I've been struggling all my life. I'm grinding. Yep. It's always like that. Even as kids, man, it always been like that.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's like they act like the world was against them, but nigga, you were a criminal, dog. The teacher said I wouldn't be shit. Yeah, because you wasn't showing up. You was getting banned from school for fighting and not doing the homework. What else were they gonna say, man? You got a bright future ahead of you.
It's funny too because I'm married to a teacher, and some of the kids, she'd be like, "Man, that kid is an asshole." Like you can see it as a kid, like the kids that's gonna be rough.
Yep.
Or don't never pay attention, all this stuff. And of course, you got the stories where kid grow up and they get better with time and all that stuff. But some of these kids be so bad. So I'll be like, yeah, that kid going to jail sometime, or that I can see that kid killing somebody,
Yeah.
or that kid look weird as hell. That kid definitely gonna do something.
No, for sure, man. Some kids are just like, they're not even trying, dog. There are some kids who try, but they're in a bad environment. I know that. But
Yeah.
there are also the kids who just, even the ones who come from a good environment,
Oh,
the kids who got the 2-parent household, middle class, and they're still bad as hell for no reason.
Yes.
Like, so a lot of times it's just the kids choosing their lifestyle, man. You already know, like, okay, you just bound for the streets. Better hope you be a successful rapper. I mean, it's a 1 in a million chance, but that's the only shot you got, man, because it'll be that or prison.
Mm-hmm.
But I know we sound like some old ass Republican white people right now. Hey, man, Barstool, are y'all still looking for black podcasts?
Clay Travis.
Clay Travis. Hey, what's going on? Jason Whitlock. You need us on Outkick. Purple Sonic on YouTube. What up, Purple Sonic, man? I'm a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, by the way. Is that like the leaned out Sonic the Hedgehog, man?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm over here looking just like the damn picture.
Right? That's the H-Town codeine Sonic the Hedgehog, man. But what's up, Purple Sonic, man? We see you on YouTube, dog. New releases, by the way. There was some controversy because No Name dropped an album this week.
Okay.
It's called Sundial. And it was controversial because she announced she had a feature with Jay Electronica. And it was controversial because her fan base is of the progressive, quote unquote, woke variety. So they heard that he was going to be on the album and they're like, he's problematic. He is a Nation of Islam member. He all the time quotes Farrakhan and big ups Farrakhan. And he said some things about a certain type of people that we will not name, but you know who they are. And so there was controversy about that. And she I think she deleted all her social media because it was getting hot. And she was basically clapping back like, okay, y'all have no problem with all the rappers talking about murder and all this stuff, but Jay Electronica comes with his Islam bars, and now y'all got an issue with it. So she kind of shot back at all that. She kept the feature, though. And the feature was actually kind of crazy, I guess, by their standards. So it mentions Zelensky, it mentions rabbis and stuff like that. And people kind of just took it the wrong way. Personally, I thought it was light by Jay Electronica standards, because usually he sometimes he'll go even harder. I didn't think it was that bad, but her fan base kind of went crazy over it. And even people who I don't think were fans of No Name kind of made a whole controversy over the bars and saying he was anti-Semitic, saying he was a Nazi, he's racist, things like that. So it's kind of getting hot for her right now, man.
Damn.
Because if you remember, she was also somebody who criticized people like Kendrick and J. Cole and stuff like that. And I think when she did that, she kind of made herself like the spokesperson of the woke. And now it's like you bring somebody like a Jay Electronica in. Exactly. And I don't think she wants that label, to be fair, man. I don't think she wants to be like Mrs. Woke Progressive. I think she just wants to make the music that she likes.
Yeah.
So
that's how everybody should be. Unless you really want that label, unless you just, if that's your whole brand is to be woke, then that's different. But that's why people like Dr. Umar get caught up in some stuff when he's smiling too much at a white woman in his phone. See, you gotta be all the way in or all the way out, man.
Yeah.
You can't be in between.
No, 100%. I think I don't think she wanted that label, and she mentioned that as well when she was clapping back. She was like, "I know people see me as like the spokesperson of woke things, but I'm not that." And So yeah, I don't think the bars were bad, but people made a big deal about it. They're calling him a racist and all this stuff. And so I don't know how she goes from here. I know she deleted her social media again. She does this pretty
Yeah,
frequently. So I'm sure she'll be back, but I don't think she really gives a shit, man. Honestly, she's done things to sabotage her career already. She's called out Beyonce,
yeah,
which is instant blackballing in the industry
yeah.
usually. So I don't think she really cares. But the song itself is actually pretty good, man. Jay was spitting on there. No Name, I think, is a talented rapper as well. I didn't hear the whole album yet, but I like that song. The song is called Balloons. And I
Okay.
thought it was actually a pretty good song. So check it out, man, and make your own decision on whether he's anti-Semitic or not. But hey, it is what it is, man. I don't know. Jay Electronica is just who he's always been. He's never been shy about his Farrakhan connection and the Nation of Islam stuff. And it's funny how nobody really seems to care until somebody like No Name gets in the mix.
Yeah, because this been his brand for a long time, man.
He
If you
made an
look-
album with Jay-Z.
yes, I was about to say he talked about it all throughout that album. So,
And
oh,
it was kind of like a minor controversy, but nobody from that side really chipped in on the discussion.
yeah,
It was more so just people who were waiting for the album and enjoyed it for what it was. But
yeah.
it's when you get somebody like a No Name involved where it's like, he's problematic now.
And see, the thing is with No Name, she attacked a lot of people that we like.
Yeah.
So she went at the Kendrick Cole. You mentioned Beyonce. So those people already up on 10 now. So whatever she do, they gonna nitpick the hell out of it. So now whatever she drops, she can drop she could drop whatever, and they gonna try to find something wrong with it. They gonna nitpick her because she's always that outspoken person that's going against the grain. And I want to be, I want to be fair. I want to say she's just going against the grain just to be different, but
Yeah.
like a lot of our popular artists, she go after. So that's you ain't gonna really be well liked like that. It's kind of like Azalea Banks. Azalea Banks, she always been that going against the grain.
Yeah.
And now whatever she do, people gonna laugh at it. People gonna talk smack about it. So that's the bid. That's the bid she made. So now she got to lie in it forever.
Nah, I mean, she kind of went full in on like the Marxist type thing and being like a communist, Marxist, things like that. And when you bring in that crowd, that's what they expect from you. It's hard to be multifaceted when you bring in the extreme audience like that.
Yeah.
And when you cater to the woke, you got to be woke. Same as when you cater to the I guess the MAGA, the hardcore right. If you do anything that even perceives itself as you being cool with like LGBTQ or something like that, you getting canceled by them too. So when you court that audience, you got to be all the way in or all the way out.
And it's the same thing with like women who have a whole profile that's based on sex and sex appeal and OnlyFans and stuff like that. Once they try to get book smart and try to do all that other stuff, then people like me and you, other people out. You're like, look, we don't want to see this. We don't want to hear you talking about how it's been out here that's trying to do this and they only pigs. They only looking at women on social media. They don't want to see that, man. We don't want to get that from you.
Yep.
Like you built your brand off of your sex appeal. That's what we want to see. We don't want you to switch it up. So when we go to you, that's what we expect to see. And I hate that it's like that because people can change, but a lot of people don't like change, especially when you build a brand off of something.
Yep. Hey, I'm even more petty than that, man. Once I see the boyfriend post, I'm out. Okay. Now I know most of these women got a boyfriend, but look, if you done sold us a dream, you better keep the dream going, okay?
Yeah.
You don't keep lying to us, all right? Act like you single. I don't want to see no dude on your page and you kissed and hugged up on him, and then he making jokes in your skits now. I don't want to see it, man. I'll follow for ass and ass only. All right. Now I don't want to see men.
Now they're trying to do a joint account.
Right. They doing little dumb comedy skits together. No, I don't want it. I want to see the squats in the gym. I want to see. I don't want to see the man. Okay, so y'all got to stay on brand. If you got a brand you built, you got to stay on that brand, man. You can't be venturing outside and try to be multifaceted because you done courted a certain audience.
Yep.
And now they're with you now. So
Yep. And then I think the thing is, like the thing is when you have that audience, and everybody can change. Maybe they want to be a family person going forward, but you can't try to keep that same audience and be the family person.
yes,
You got to just leave that in the past. Say screw it, I'm done with that, or either keep your family private and just keep doing your thing, making all the money you can. But you can't you can't do both, man.
you really can't, man. You have to once you build the brand, you got to stay true to it. Okay. I know I think some people get caught up in the fact that, oh, they like me for me. So whatever I do, they're gonna come with me.
Yeah.
And a lot of content creators get caught up in that trap where they think that we're here for their personality and just we love them. And some people are. But most of us are here just to be entertained, man. Same thing with this podcast. That's why me and you don't go talk about our personal problems on this podcast, man. Because we know people don't want to hear that shit. Everybody got their own problems to deal with. So y'all want to be entertained and hear whatever we got to say about whatever. And y'all chime in as well. We chop it up with you guys as well. So that's where we stay. We don't go we don't go super political. We don't go any of that stuff where people don't want to hear it, usually.
Yeah, because like this podcast is we try to make it an escape.
Yeah.
We try to do it with sports because a lot of people listen to sports all day long. So we try to switch it up on that part. But we talk sports. We kind of talk sports in a unique way too. We don't break it down like 6'10" and nothing like that. But we just kind of try to make try to shoot the shit a little bit.
Yeah, try to make it enjoyable, man. We try to make it enjoyable for everybody. So we appreciate all the input y'all put into.
We try to leave the $200 date topics.
Yeah. We don't go over the stuff that's already been debated to death.
We ain't trying to go over the march in Selma and the protests going on outside and all that stuff.
We try to keep it light on the podcast, man. Just kind of have fun, So that's about it. Speaking of keeping it lighthearted, I guess we're going to talk about some serious stuff now. Tory Lanez has been sentenced to 10 years. And so he is apparently standing on his innocence. I've heard he's made a post claiming he's innocent. He's also releasing merch that says Free Tory. So have you ordered your shirt, and about how long will it take with expedited shipping, Figgy?
Man, nah.
Well, what are your thoughts on this sentencing? And do you think it was too harsh? Do you think it was justified? And what do you think about the reaction? We got to talk about the whole. I forgot about the Alabama thing, because this happened right after the Alabama thing, and everybody was talking about we were united for 2 days, and now we're at each other's throats.
Yeah, no, I seen somebody post that right before the sentence came down. They're like, man, we reunited and all this other stuff, but it's about to be split once this Tory Lanez stuff dropped.
Yeah, so he has maintained his innocence, but it is what it is. What do you think about this whole thing, Figgy? Where do you stand? Okay.
First of all, I'm glad it's over.
Same here.
This has been going on since 2020. We was quarantined, man. We was sitting here doing this on Zoom at the house.
Yep.
So I'm glad it's over, man. I still don't know what happened. We still don't know the details. We don't know who was telling the truth, who was lying. I think everybody was lying. We'll probably never know the real truth. But I think the 10 years, and I don't think he's going to do the whole 10 years, but him getting sentenced to 10 years, I think it was a little bit harsh for the crime itself. I think the crime itself was a little bit too harsh. I think he got 10 years because of the stuff he did after the crime, after the incident. Because I felt like he did make a mockery of the whole court, the whole victim sting and all that stuff. He was walking around like he was Tupac. He was walking around like he couldn't be touched. He was walking around. The people was pulling up the old tweets of him.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's not going to jail. Y'all think I'm going to jail? LOL. All this other stuff. It's like, dog, why? Like, why are you talking like that, man? Because anybody else would not be allowed to say anything. Like, just try to move and make your music. Don't even address anything. And all of that stuff he was talking, they used against him. So I think that was a major part of the reason why he got 10 years, man. It was, to me, the way he was moving, the way his team was moving was silly. I think it was a little bit ignorant. I think the only way somebody should move like that is if they got like hardcore physical evidence that they didn't do something. And he didn't. It was no hardcore proof evidence that he was not the one, I guess, the shooter or whatever happened. So I think it was a poor judgment by him. Hopefully Meg could get some closure, but I think the crime, the crime itself, I don't think it's I don't think you should get 10 years for that. And what's crazy is, remember, Meg she wasn't even gonna say nothing. She was trying not to say nothing. I think she started saying stuff because he was talking a lot of smack and having people attack her. So I think it's crazy. Like all the stuff he did, it was pretty much self-harm. So yeah, the 10 years might be a little too much, but I think the stuff he did after the incident gave him that 10 years. And I'm, look, I don't feel sorry for him, man. I think he did all that stuff himself. So
He did that shit. We got to get that drop still. He did that shit. He guilty as fuck.
Let me write this down. But yeah, that's all I have for it, man. I think he did it himself. And if he didn't do all of this stuff, they probably would have came up with some type of plea deal. He probably wouldn't have got no time. And they would have moved on. We probably wouldn't be talking about it to this day. But yeah, man, he was just being super cocky. He was, rather take it to court and all this other stuff. So I just didn't understand it, man. And it's still weird seeing people out here saying, "Oh yeah, I don't believe her at all," or I still think she stepped on glass," or I still think Kelsey is the one that shot her. It's just like, man, nobody know what happened, man. So I just don't get how people just stick to their guns like that. Like, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to say, "Hey, man, I thought something else." Shoot, we was on this podcast pretty much like, it's not looking good for Meg. We was neutral the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But we like, man, when Meg started doing the 60-minute interview or the interview with Gayle King or something like that, we just like, this seemed like a Hail Mary. So I thought it wasn't looking good for her. But the whole situation is so messy, man. But I'm just glad it's over.
Me too. Nathaniel, we see you in the YouTube comments. He says, "What is this all about?" We're talking about the Tory Lanez sentencing. This is the Gems and Juice podcast. It's kind of like a hip hop, sports, games, anime, sometimes kind of variety podcast. I know some of you people come in and our podcast shows up on the algorithm and people just click on it, because I do that too with a lot of podcasts as well, and I don't know what's going on. So yeah, that's what we're all about over here, man. We're talking about the Tory Lanez sentencing that happened this past week. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat, man. I'm glad it's over. Here's the thing about what people thinking is too harsh for the sentence. Tory Lanez is not going to do 10 years in prison. Okay, let's get that out the way first and foremost. When's the last time you saw a high profile person go to prison and actually serve the entire sentence? They always get out. I think bare minimum, he can get out in 5 years with parole. That's how parole usually works. And then there's also all kinds of legal tricks. Yeah, there's legal tricks you can do to get it released. I know Max B, they're talking about he's going to come home this year. Yeah. He got a 40-year sentence, man, and he ain't even did 20 yet. and he might come home this year, they're saying. So Bill Cosby got his conviction overturned. A lot of 6ix9ine didn't even do like a quarter of whatever he was sentenced for. So people get sentenced and they get out really early. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets out in like 2 years. With some kind of legal tricks, whatever his lawyer can cook up, and plus good behavior and whatnot, he's not going to do 10 solid years in prison. Let's get this out the way first and foremost. Okay. And I think him standing on his innocence like this is a way also to sell stuff while he's in prison, because he has merch out now. I saw Drake had liked his comment where he made a statement saying he's innocent, which is basically, we see where he stands as well. So yeah, man, I think the community is still going to be divided over this whole thing. I think it's going to continue. I think it'll affect Meg as well, because some people who are cool with Tory likely do not like her now. And I don't blame her for this, man. Like, it's been brought up so many times, but she tried to protect him. She didn't report this shit at first, but the lies and everybody was cooking up this shit that she faked it. It kind of forced her to come out and say, okay, he did shoot me, since y'all call me a liar over this shit. And I didn't even say he did it, but I don't blame her for this, man. Everybody, all the smoke being directed for her. I think people are confused into thinking like she pressed charges. She didn't. It was a state, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't her case. She was brought in as and provided testimony, but she did not press the charges, man. Okay. He allegedly committed a gun crime in the state where it's the worst place to commit a gun crime in, man. It's California. Okay. You can't just shoot a gun unregistered and go away scot-free there. It ain't Texas, man. Okay. So they are very rough with their gun laws, and evidence was provided that something was shot by somebody. All the evidence seemed to point to Tory, and that's what he got punished for. Plus his reaction, like you said, his cocky demeanor, and the way he was rolling definitely hurt him. Okay. So it is what it is, man. He's not going to do the 10 years. He'll be out. Y'all get y'all fucking Chicks Tape 6 or whatever he's up to now, and it'll be okay. But it will continue to divide the community, his fans, and the artists and people they work with as well. Which is kind of rough.
Yeah, it kind of sucked too for Meg, because like you said, he's using this to his advantage.
Yeah.
I could tell even before this whole sentence thing happened. Remember, it was, I guess, he was like begging the judge, please don't put me in jail type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's saying like, all right, I'm gonna take advantage of this. It's gonna be like a typical rapper going to jail, and they're gonna have that big rollout when he get out.
Yeah.
And while I'm in jail, I'm gonna sell some shirts to say I'm innocent and all this other stuff. And I'm gonna just use that. And it's up for her, because now you're gonna have everybody rocking these shirts, all these supporters just rocking these shirts. Like, the stuff ain't gonna go away. And I know she probably got some justice to serve type deal, but still, like, it seemed like this would be making it worse now. That, I sent the innocent man to jail, because it's gonna be that type of talk. And that's not even right, man, because it'd be one thing if it was like a civil case or something like that. But dog, she ain't say anything. She actually lied and said she stepped on some glass or whatever the case was. And like you said, she only came out and said it because people were saying she was, I forgot how it went, but she was pretty much getting the blame for it.
Mm-hmm.
And Tory and his team had a lot of blogs attacking her. So it's like, I got to defend myself at this point. And, we know the whole situation with Meg losing her mom, losing, just all the close people in her life. And shoot, she ain't had nobody. I want to say it was just her and probably T. Ferris. So she, I can't imagine how to feel like that, man. And then on top of being in that situation, and it was 2020 where everybody was depressed and stressed. So, Yeah, I felt bad for her, but I wanted to ask you this because this stuff kind of came up right before before he got sentenced. The whole letter thing where they had all these random people write letters to the judge. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
that was interesting. I think Iggy Azalea was getting flamed up for
Yeah,
hers.
Iggy, Mario, the singer
Hmm.
Mario, he got flamed up too. So it was other people. It was weird. I guess it's the person that gave him some hair or something like that.
Yeah,
Some type of hair surgeon. Pretty much said he changed the community as far as hair and all this other stuff.
yeah.
It was super weird, man. I don't know what strategy this was, but it was super weird. How you feel about how you feel about the letters?
I mean, look, if these are his friends, I'm not surprised they came in with defense. And you notice there wasn't no big names attached. Like Iggy Azalea been washed, man. I don't think anybody listens to her music anymore. But I didn't see like a Drake or anybody attached to the letters and whatnot. But if your friend is in trouble, you're gonna side with your friends, man. So I have a hard time. You could say these people aren't supporting women and whatnot, and I get it. But if your friend is caught up in some shit and he says he's innocent, you're gonna believe him.
Yeah,
Okay. I don't know how close he was to Iggy Azalea, but if they were cool, I can see why she defended him, man. Okay. And if it was us, if it was our friend and some shit, and he says I didn't do it, we'd side with that friend. So I don't really knock them for that. But also, when you're a celebrity, you probably shouldn't put your name in the mix with things like this to begin with.
yeah, I
You
know I
know,
wouldn't.
maybe they just figured they ain't got nothing to lose. Mario, when's the last time you heard the name Mario besides the character, the Nintendo nigga?
Yeah, yeah,
The
sure.
singer Mario, when's the last
He
time
was,
you heard him
he
in
was in
music?
that. He was in that verses. Remember, he was in that verses with
Oh,
Omarion.
yeah, that's the
That
last
was the
time.
last
And
time.
yeah, and it
Yeah,
was rough. So, wasn't that the one where they were eating watermelon and shit? What
yeah,
was going on there, man?
yeah. I think it was Omarion eating watermelon because
Yeah.
what's funny is everybody thought Omarion was just gonna wash Mario,
Hmm.
but it was actually the other way around.
Yeah.
So Mario got like a nice little 10-minute, 10,
Little
10 minutes to
comeback.
the
Yep.
fame. Yeah, but after that, that was it.
Yeah. So maybe he figures he ain't got nothing to lose. Same thing maybe with Iggy Azalea. But look, if that's their friend, I get it. I don't really hold that against them, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but to wrap it all up, man, I like the 10 years to me was a little bit too much, but I don't think he got the 10 years because of the shooting.
Yeah.
I think it was just because of all of the other drama stuff that
Mhm.
happened after the fact. And to be honest with you, I'm not a Tory Lanez fan, but he he had some reckless moments. Even after the shooting, I think he beat up August Alsina or something. Or
Yeah.
they beat him. He had some reckless, kind of Chris Brown ish type moments, and even with that, I felt like this kind of screwed up everything. Just being in that situation because I don't think he meant to shoot anybody. Like I don't. It wasn't. It wasn't a crazy gun case or something that really happened where somebody got to take this charge for 10, 15 years. But I think it was just a moment where everybody's probably drinking and drunk and all this other stuff. And that just happened. I don't think he meant to hurt anybody. So
Yeah.
it's a messed up situation. I just really ain't like the way he acted after the fact. That's the part that really rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah. Look, I waited for the facts to come out in the case and everything to get tried, and I kind of based my opinion based on that. Like, so people, I know they're gonna think he's innocent and they're gonna side with him and whatnot. But look, he's gonna be out soon. Y'all will be okay. Meg gonna do whatever she does, and she gonna be okay. I'd rather just move on from this. I think we've been talking about this for, like you said, 3 years straight, and
Yeah.
I'm sick of it now. I'd rather move on to something new. So let's do that right now
Yes.
and talk about other things that happened this week. We got to bring up that Alabama fight, man. that Montgomery, Alabama fight between. I know it feels old to talk about, even though it just happened like a few days ago. But it's old because people go overboard with the fucking memes, man. Okay, and once you see people like Jamel Hill chiming in, you don't want to talk about it no more.
Yeah. Oh my god. When they get to a certain point, it's like, all right, it's over. It went
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Once it hits a certain age bracket, you don't want to see the memes no more, man. Because once it hits Facebook, it's over.
It's
Let's
over.
be honest. I know we're streaming on Facebook right now. We love y'all Facebook people, but let's be real. Like once memes come over there, they're already like several weeks old.
Because I felt like this was a Twitter situation.
Yeah,
and it just went viral. It was really, really viral because there's some stuff that go viral on Twitter, but it stay on Twitter.
Yeah.
And probably like 8 months later, it end up on Facebook. But this one just went all over the place. I think it was even on the news.
It was.
So, yeah. Once certain people get a hold to it, it's like, all right, it's corny now. When people bringing it up at work around here,
yeah,
it's a little corny now.
Yeah, they making chair jokes like, I got my chair with me just in case. Once that stuff starts happening, I don't want to hear it no more, man.
Yeah, that shit was funny like 5 minutes on Twitter, man.
Yeah.
Like some of the jokes was funny, like the people breaking it down, like the guy swimming across the pond. Like I thought that was hilarious.
People saying he was getting hit with the chair like Mankind and WWF and all that. Like there was funny moments with it.
Yeah, but after a while, when people just make a meme, just showing that chair, it's just like, all right, man.
Yeah. It got corny really quick, man. So I don't even want to talk about it no more. But what are your thoughts on this whole thing, man? I didn't even look into the background too much because when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, these people just fighting over something. Yeah. But apparently there was some kind of disagreement. Some black people were getting hit by some white people. Some other black people came to his aid. And it was like an all-out brawl between black people and white people.
Yeah, so what happened was it was some white people that had like a little boat, yacht, and it was parked in the wrong place. And it was a black security guard saying, hey, you guys got to move this boat because a bigger boat was trying to park there.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they didn't move it. They refused to move it. And they ended up getting to it where they started jumping the black guy, because I think that's the part you seen where it first started jumping the black guy. And it was a whole bunch of other black people that seen it, but they couldn't get to it because they was on the other side of the river.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some that was on the boat that was actually watching the whole thing, but they had to wait for the boat to park. So once everybody parked and all that stuff, then it was on. They went to go defend defend that security guard. So that's pretty much how it started. But yeah, I'm kind of glad that it happened the way it happened, and this is why. Just imagine if we just seen this video of this black guy getting jumped by some white people, and that was it. Nobody came to help. That was it. It would be a whole think piece on social media. It will probably be some damn some marches, some protest. It'd be all type of stuff. We'd be having the whole race conversation again, which is nothing new. But I'm glad that it ended like this. This was like the beginning and the ending of the movie with a full ending. So I feel like everybody was satisfied. You seen the sad part, you seen the redemption, and we kind of left. Woo, that was a good ending to the movie. And now we got the jokes, so we can move on. But if it wasn't that type of ending, let's say he did get jumped and nobody was there, we would still be sitting here talking about this. Let's be real, the security guard probably be a little richer now because they'd probably be donating so much money to him because they felt so bad that he was part of, I guess some I don't want to say discrimination, but he was part of some white people jumping them, and people going to say it's race related, which I don't even know if that was race related. unless they said something, because they just jumped the security guard. It was just white
Yeah.
people jumping the security guard. But it would have been a whole race war on social media, man, if
Yeah.
it didn't have that ending. So I'm kind of glad it worked out the way it did, and some of the stuff was funny. Like the highlight for me was the guys just swimming across the
Yeah.
river. Dog, you know how mad you got to be to swim across a river
And then get out and fight soaking
ready to
wet.
fight? Yes.
Yeah.
You ready to fight? Like that got to be, it got to be your kid for you to
Mhm.
be swimming across a lake or a river like that. So, but yeah, I'm glad it ended like that, man. It gave me a peace of mind. It showed me some funny jokes. So I was good with that.
Yeah, it was funny, man. Hopefully there's like I think there had been some I haven't followed the legal follow-up, but hopefully nobody like goes to jail or there's no charges, man. Like sometimes fights just happen, man.
Yeah, some people definitely got arrested. I seen some mug shots.
Yeah.
The,
Hopefully they
the
get
guy,
out, man.
the guy that hit the lady in the chair need to sit down for a couple days, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like
Yeah.
even some of the black people was like, "Whoa!" Like you think some of the black girl, it was a black girl. Like, damn, hold on. Like you could tell she was upset about that. We hit that white
Yeah.
lady sitting down. I'm like, man, that dog, you got to sit. If I was there and I'm black, if I was there, I'd be like, dog, you got to go to jail for a couple days for that, man.
Yeah, the chair shot might have been a little too much,
Like,
man.
dog, that was dog. She was already on the ground with her
She
ass.
did her like Bubba Ray did Mae Young.
Yes.
With the power bomb through the table, man.
Yes. I was all for the other guy getting hit with the chair, but that lady was just sitting there and she already got her ass whooped and he just came out of nowhere on top of it. I'm like, oh, dog. Like, nah, your ass going to jail for that one.
Yeah. There's always somebody that take it kind of far. I think it was who was it during that the Mouse in the Palace with the sliding punch? Was that Steven Jackson? Or somebody who came through with a sliding punch on that one fan. I think it was Steven Jackson.
It was either him or Jermaine O'Neal. I can't remember.
It might have been Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was wild. There's always that one person who take it way too far, man.
Yes.
Like y'all got to sit down. But ultimately, I just thought it was funny. The one thing I hate though is when a certain side of Twitter also take it too far, man. Because let's be real, like there's a certain set of supposedly pro-black people who act like they want to kill white people, but at the same time, they want to be accepted by them. They want to marry them. They want to be invited to their parties and get Grammys and Oscars from them.
Yeah.
But they also act like they hate them. And so they take pride in like a racial war like this when it comes out. And so it's like, this wasn't that, man. Some fights just happen, okay? It's not like they decided to have a race war for no reason. Sometimes when you out, fights just happen, especially when people get drunk, okay? This was not the revolution, okay?
Yeah.
This was not Martin Luther King supporters versus, it is not Martin Luther King supporters or the Nation of Islam versus the KKK, okay? Like it was nothing like that, all right? It was just a fight that happened, and people that try to make it into like this bigger racial narrative kind of annoy me, man, because it wasn't that. These people are not activists, okay? It's the same thing I feel about George Floyd, to be honest, man. Like he was not a martyr in the fact that it wasn't like he was Martin Luther King, man. He wasn't an activist that was fighting for rights. He was a guy he was a victim.
Yeah.
But people make things into symbols when they really shouldn't be in some cases, man. And that's how I kind of feel about this. This was not black versus white race war. It was just people that got into a fight.
Yeah. And like I'm curious to know what was said to the security guard, because I mean, unless it's something we don't know.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was some jackasses being a dick to the security guard. Like the security guard seemed like he was doing his job, trying to tell them to move the boat. They probably was drunk and got into it with him, and they started beating him up. And that you should not do that. But I think that's what happened. And the black people said, I don't know if I would be sitting there fighting somebody. I'd probably call the cops. But Like they did what anybody else. Like, don't beat up that security guard. Like, what the? It was just a boat full of black people.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, I think they did what anybody else would have did. I don't think it was. I don't think it was somebody saying, "Hey, this is whites only," and what you doing around here, boy. It wasn't. It wasn't that type of moment.
yeah,
It was just some people being a dick to this security guard, and now we about to try to stop this type of thing.
yeah.
I
And maybe I wasn't there. Maybe there were some racial slurs being thrown
Yeah,
around, man. That could have been that could have sparked it too.
if that was, then that'd be different.
Yeah, but it still wasn't like what Twitter made it out to be, man.
Yeah,
Like these people were just in a fight, and fights happen sometimes, and it was just funny to see.
yeah,
But I don't know. The people who take it too far, I know people act like, "Oh, we did this. We was getting active out there. You see the black woman who's out there? We was in there too." No, yo, this ain't sports, okay? This ain't the Texans versus the Titans, all right? It's not we won or we lost. I hate when people do stuff like that, man. It's not you weren't there, and if you were, you probably not you, but I'm talking about people
yeah,
who say things like that. Like if they were there, they probably wouldn't have done shit. All
yeah,
right, let's be real. Most people would not do anything in that type of
yeah.
situation.
To be honest, I mean, I don't know if I would fight.
I wouldn't.
I would definitely go over there like, yo, what the? I would try
Yeah,
to de-escalate it. I would be
yeah,
like, chill. Now, if I had to defend myself, I would, but
yeah.
I'm not going over there throwing the Jermaine O'Neal punches or nothing.
Hmm.
I'm gonna try to stop it. Be like, yo, chill the fuck out, type thing.
Yeah. I don't know what I would do, man. I don't know because you never know what. Look, it was lucky that nobody had a gun there. Nobody was strapped. Nobody had knives because you never know, man. And a
Yeah,
lot of these types of fights, it's always the random person that gets killed. You
yeah.
know, it's the person that jumps in
That
that
wasn't
gets
even a part.
stabbed or shot.
Yeah,
Exactly. So I don't know what I would do, man. I can't even say unless I was in that position.
I
But
know for damn sure I wouldn't swim across the river.
oh hell no.
Look, hey, my black ass can't swim already.
Yeah.
I'm definitely ain't about to just be in my clothes and just swim over there.
That's got to be friend or family for me to swim that far.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
swim slow as shit too, so it'll take a while. But yeah, so that is what it is, man. I don't really have nothing else to say about that. It's just certain things get annoying when people take it too far and make it into some kind of think piece and big narrative. I'm like, yeah, it was a funny fight. All right, let's move on.
yeah.
And we did.
How you feel about people making merch and all that stuff for it?
It's predictable, but it's fucking stupid, man. Like enough with the t-shirt. There, dog. Twitter got or X has a super big problem with these t-shirt bots, man.
Yeah,
And like anytime you say who made that shirt, there's instantly a reply from like 5 different bots saying,
yeah,
"Here's the shirt. Here's the shirt. Here's the shirt." Like these are not real people, man.
yeah.
So
Actually, our good friend Landry Locker, in the loop on Sports Radio 610, got caught up in that because he actually bought a shirt from somebody.
mhm,
I think it was I don't know if he ordered it or bought it in person. And it was a shirt. It was an Astro shirt that said King F and Tucker.
mhm.
And I think he posted it on Twitter, and somebody said, "Where you get that shirt?" Of course, and then all the bots. Just
Yeah, yeah.
but it ended up turning into Landry Locker's shirt. Like this, he made that shirt. So his mother was pissed because she thought he made that shirt that said Kyle F and Tucker.
Mhm.
And she like, why are you making this shirt with this cussing and all that stuff on it? But he didn't create it. All he did was buy it. But on the bots, pretty much made it like it was his shirt. Like he
Yeah.
created the shirt. So yeah, that's a huge problem.
It really is. Some people try to chip up the bots. It's funny too because some people say something like, where'd you get this shirt from?" And it's like, as a picture that says the person that made this shirt is a pedophile, and they still get the bot that makes it.
Yeah,
So some people have been trying to trip up the bots, and it's been working. But yeah, it's a crazy problem with bots. I feel like even though Elon has been acting like he's been trying to get rid of bots, they've been getting worse on Twitter.
yeah.
There's a lot of them.
I'll be getting a whole bunch of random follows from a bot.
Yeah,
Like it'd be like some Alicia Rodriguez
yeah.
in a swimsuit. I'm like, who is this? No, ain't following like 3,000 people. only got like maybe 5 followers. I'm like, who is this person? And you could tell it's just like a set spot type of
Yeah.
account. I was just like, man.
Do you ever look up somebody who like replied to something and you look up their account and it's nothing but retweets? Like they don't have any personal posts of their
Yeah,
own. I
yeah,
be wondering if those people are bots half the time, man. Because
mm,
like, how are you only replying, but you have nothing to say for yourself? Like
yeah,
every tweet you put out is a retweet with
yeah,
no added comment.
yeah. I be thinking they either bots or somebody burner account
Yeah.
where they don't want to say anything personal. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, I actually thought about that too.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll check because somebody says something kind of controversial, and I'll look up their Twitter or X account, and it's only a few replies and then nothing but retweets and
Mm,
no kind of indication of who they are as a person at all. It's just retweets from random shit. And it's like, okay, I don't know if you're a real person.
mm,
But yeah, man, it's crazy out here in X.
yeah,
Anyway, let's move on, man. We got a few other things to talk about. Oh, the Lil Tay news. The youngest flexer on IG a few years ago until she disappeared from the internet. Apparently she died then didn't die. You know, it was a Jamie Foxx type situation, except way more official because it came from her account. So Lil Tay, if y'all remember Lil Tay, she was a Instagram, I don't know if you call her an influencer, kind of just a personality. She made a bunch of videos of how much money she had, kind of like a imitation of rappers and what they do. You
yeah,
know, she was 9 years old talking about how she was richer than all of us and she got our rent on her watch and all this stuff. And she's sipping on stuff that she can't even sip on at her age. And she was posing with money stacks and posing in sports cars and all that. And of course, it was her parents or somebody behind that doing all this for her. She disappeared from the internet a few years ago, and it was announced on her Instagram that she had passed away, her and her brother. Now she came out and talked to TMZ and said this was false a few days later. And of course, everybody acted like this was real. I believed it too, because it
me
was on
too.
her official Instagram account.
Yeah,
So they announced that she had passed away. Apparently, they used the wrong name too. They called her Claire Hope, which was not her name.
mm,
But she came out, she talked to TMZ and said this was not true. She had not passed away. That wasn't her real name, and she had got hacked. And there has been some kind of custody battle, I think, between her mom and her dad, and some crazy stuff going on with the family. You can look it up if you care that much. I don't really care to look it up into it. But what do you think about this whole thing with the fake death announcement, man? And did you believe it at first?
yeah. I believed it at first. I'm curious to know, like, is because did they say she was hacked
She
or
said she was hacked,
yeah?
but
I don't believe that,
yeah.
but it seemed it seemed a little fishy because I want to say TMZ or somebody caught up with her dad or something,
Hmm.
and I guess he didn't say anything pretty much when they brung it up. So I don't know if I don't know if he had anything to do with it or she just doing this for clout. I don't know what was going on, but I never did care for her, man. I feel like people like that, and you know, I ain't trying to talk smack about somebody who was 9 years old, but I feel like that whole rollout was a little ignorant to me. So I ain't really care for her like that. But yeah, man, if she's doing this for clout, man, I just have no I already didn't have the love for you, but I really don't have love for people to do that. It's man, clout and fame, internet fame, all that stuff, that stuff is a sickness where you feel like you gotta fake a death or do a post like that just to get some attention. That's that's sick. And I don't know if she did that. I don't know if that's the reason she did that or why that even happened. But this stuff kind of seems sick. I'm kind of curious to see how she gonna move going forward. If she just gonna go back in the cave and just kind of chill, or is she rolling out something else? But Yeah, this was a crazy ass story because I remember John Lopez actually brung it up on the show. Because we got a segment called Internet Going Nuts, where we talk about whatever's trending and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't familiar with her. And I'm like, I just remember her, but I wasn't following her like that. I just remember who she was. And he mentioned how she passed. And then I want to say a couple days later, we had to bring it back up because she was alive. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know what the hell is going on, man. Because I thought it was fake. I thought somebody trying to say, she alive I thought that was like a fake account or something like that. But it's a crazy story.
It really is, man. And you can look into it. I know there's more, if y'all are interested, there's more background about her brother exploiting her and stuff like this as well. Like it's some family drama going on there, man. I think it's a crazy situation with her. And it's unfortunate because she's only 14, man. Like she's still very young. And to have this come out, everybody believes it. And now if you do make a comeback on social media, nobody's going to believe anything you say, at this point, because you done did the worst thing and faked to death. Even if it wasn't her, So with that whole thing, I don't know, man. My thing about clout chasing, I don't care when grown people do it because, look, that's your life. You made a decision. If you want to make yourself look stupid for clout, fair enough. I don't like when people involve kids in clout chasing, man. I didn't like it with her. I don't like it with Baby Gronk. Shit like that. I don't like the kids, man, because they're too young and they don't know the repercussions of what this could have on them when they grow up. You have somebody 9 years old. She gonna look back at this one day and really be embarrassed. I feel, like what was I doing talking this stupid on Instagram? Maybe I don't know. Maybe she'll like it and play into it. But it's also possible that she'll be very embarrassed by how she was acting at 9 years old. And whoever put her up to this and was posting this stuff and put the money in her hand and put her in the cars is their fault. You're involving a kid in something that they really don't understand. And I don't like that, man. That's exploitation and that's weak to me. I don't care if any grown person does anything stupid on their own to cloud chase. I don't care about that because that's their problem. But the kids is what I have a problem with, man, because they don't know. And that's exploitation. So I ain't down with it. So I never liked her for that reason alone, because you could tell it wasn't her idea to do this. And even if it was, somebody should have stopped her.
Yeah, because as a parent, you have a line you can't cross.
Yeah.
Where it's funny because when I was getting my hair colored, my hairstylist, she have a son, and he was like, "Hey, mom, can I still get my hair dyed?" I guess he wanted his hair dyed because he got long locks, and he was like, "Can I still get my hair dyed gray?" And she like, "Absolutely not, no."
Mm-hmm.
And she like, "You said when I become a senior," like, "No, I'm not." And she just set a line. It wasn't like a thing where she was just like, "Okay, I don't care." Yeah, she wasn't just letting them do whatever. And I feel like a normal parent would have that line where they say, "Nah, you doing too much right now. Give me your phone." Or, "Nah, you ain't about to post this," or, "You ain't about to be up here all this money and stuff." Like, at least my parents was like that. Like it was some certain stuff I couldn't even wear. Like my mom ain't want me wearing no ski mask and nothing like that, or some type of hoodie, because she was just just that PTSD of being black, young black with a hoodie. It's just like like she was kind of strict on that. So I don't know. I would think like if that was my kid, I would not have my kid doing all that right now. Like you could do a little something, but talking about I got all this money and all this stuff. Nah, sit your ass down. You ain't got nothing. I got this money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't be doing that. I don't care how much it paid, man. If my baby was getting money from Instagram or something like that just to do that, I would be like, nah, man, I can't. Nah, you still a kid. You still got responsibilities.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't do that at all, man. My mom, I couldn't even get a job until I turned like 16 or 17.
Mm-hmm.
Just for that fact. My mom could have easily been like, "Hey, get you a job at 14 and make all this money." She like, "Nope. You gotta wait till you turn 16 to start making some money." So I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I think look, some parents don't give a shit and they just want to get clout by any means. If they could use their kid for that, they'll do it. But it's really unfortunate, man, because these kids don't know what they're getting into. They don't know how it's going to affect the rest of their life. And it's really unfortunate to see stuff like that. So,
And the scary part about it too is when it comes to social media and younger kids, it's a different effect on them than how we feel about social media. Because I don't look, people can say something about me on social media. I don't care. Like I would just log out and live my best life. You know what I mean? But with younger kids, man, it's a possibility they'll take all of that stuff, what people are saying to heart on social media. And that can really mess up their brain. That's why you got, people commit suicide over stuff over social media. You know what I mean? The bullying stuff on social media is real, man, especially when it comes to kids. Because that's why I never really understand when people be like, oh, just get off of social media. They're addicted to the social media, man. Like that's all they know. So that's like back in the day. That's like telling us to stop or stop watching TV, or stop listening to the radio, or just turn the radio, or just turn the game off. That's all you gotta do is turn the game. You know how stressed you was when your parents took your game? Like you
yeah.
had nothing to do, or they take your TV, you had nothing to do. I think it's the same thing with social media, man.
No, it definitely is, man. Yeah, it's an escapable drug, man. People just can't get enough of it. It's really unfortunate, but look, it's not going away anytime soon. All I ask is people just don't involve kids with it, man. But they're going to, so it is what it. I don't know. We're lost.
And this parent ain't the first either. It's
Yep.
a bunch of parents that's doing that, man. That's just kind of holding their kid out, pulling the strings behind the scenes.
Yep.
But their kid is the face, and they making all that money. You know they ain't giving them all of that money they
Of
make.
course not. Of course not, man. It's exploitation at its finest. But
Yep.
what can you do? People gonna do what they do. So. Speaking of Jamie Foxx, though, he had to. He's already facing cancellation, only a few weeks removed from apparently a death scare and a false death and all that. He came back just to get canceled, almost. He made a post on Instagram that said, "They killed this dude named Jesus. What do you think they'll do to you?" And he had hashtag fake friends and hashtag fake love. And people saw this and immediately called him an anti-Semite. They thought he was getting his Kyrie on, apparently. They called him out. People said it was a horrifically anti-Semitic message to his 16.7 million followers. Everybody thought that when he said that he was referring to the Jewish community, and he had to apologize. He made a post on Instagram that said, "I want to apologize to the Jewish community and everybody who was offended by my post. I now know my choice of words has caused offense, and I'm sorry. That was never my intent. To clarify, I was betrayed by a fake friend, and that's what I meant with they, not anything more. I only have love in my heart for everybody. I love and support the Jewish community. My deepest apologies to anyone who was offended. Nothing but love always. Jamie Foxx." Now, apparently, I guess whatever representative of the Jewish community accepted this apology, I guess. So I guess he's good now. But what do you think about this, man? Because there's been a big debate about how he didn't mention anything Jewish in his post. Jesus was killed according to records and books and whatnot. And
where's the source for that?
Yeah, I made it up. Look. I think Say Cheese said that Jesus was actually killed. Okay, I get all my news from Say Cheese. So, so look. Everybody thought this was like an anti-Semitic message, but look, if you believe Jesus was killed, he was killed, and it didn't seem to us, at least to us, that it was pointed at the Jews, but they took it that way apparently. So, what do you think about this, man? There's been a big conversation about coded language and whatnot, and what his intent was, and what he was aiming this at. What do you think about this whole blowback that Jimmy Fox faced for this post, man?
So I first seen the apology before I seen what happened.
Yeah.
So I was looking like, damn, what did he say? So I read the apology and I'm like, damn, what did he say? So I was looking through the comments. I was trying to search to see what he said, and I ran across that post because somebody just posted the they killed Jesus. What do you think they do to you, or whatever the post said? Now that's not the first time I heard that. I hear that term all the time. Whenever somebody talking about fake friends or fake people, they bring that post up. So I ain't think nothing of it. I thought somebody just randomly posted that post under the comments. So I'm thinking like, damn, what did he say? I'm like searching. And I realized that was what he posted and was apologizing for. I'm like, damn, look, man, I ain't the brightest light bulb in the in the thing, but I'm like, damn, I didn't know that was anti-Semitic, or I didn't know that was pointed towards the Jewish people. I never used that term. I think the term kind of a little bit corny when people use it, but I hear that term all the time, and I felt like all the people I heard use it wasn't trying to make it about Jewish people. It was more of a hey, they killed this, or they, and they're not saying they as in Jew.
I mean, people kill Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay, not nothing to do with religion. People kill Jesus. So, what do you think
yeah,
they will do to you?
exactly. Yeah, so I mean, that's similar to people saying they killed Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you think they'd do to somebody like you? Like when they say they killed Martin Luther King, are we talking about white people, or are we talking about the one person? Or same thing with Malcolm X. They killed Malcolm X. So what they do? Like, are we talking about? I mean, we talk about cops. We talking about.
It reminds me of when Jay-Z said they killed X and let Zerman live.
Yeah,
Like, streets is done.
I just like, I feel like this is a little bit of stretch. Look, I'm not Jewish, so I don't want to sit here and say they going overboard with it, but I don't think this was a saying that was directed towards Jews all of this time. I think it's more of a metaphor of they, not the Jews, but just people. If somebody can kill Jesus, what do you think they'd do to you? Type thing. So it must have been a slow day because I did not see a problem with. I ain't think it was gonna be that big of an issue where he have to apologize for it. So it's kind of scary, man. It seemed like anything that even come close to talking about the Jewish community, man, it seemed like people get shook up and they be looking like a terrorist, like a hostage on camera trying to apologize. So it's a little bit scary, man. I don't know, man. This was super strange for me.
Yeah, it was. I think after Kanye and after Kyrie, that they're just on high alert from anything Black people say that could even possibly reference Jew anti-Semitic comments. But if you know Jamie Foxx, you know he wouldn't make a statement like that, man.
He never made a statement like that in his whole career.
No, he's never really taken a side on anything, man. He's been as neutral as The Rock, honestly, throughout his whole career. I don't remember him saying anything even slightly controversial.
Yeah,
honestly, man. Besides the crazy stuff he said on his Box Office show, but that wasn't like political or nothing like that. That was just clowning on people.
Outside of him being a comedian, and even him being a comedian, he never did the Dave Chappelle thing.
Yeah,
where he just get deep into what's going on and pick a side type thing.
Once he crossed over to a certain space, you didn't see anything like that. So to even
start dating Katie Holmes,
yeah. So for them to even think he would be meaning that is kind of strange, man. But I just think they're on high alert. I think they just think black people hate them. Any famous black person is just going to hate Jewish people now. So whenever it's something that could be even slightly misconstrued as something anti-Semitic, you got to explain it now. So it's getting kind of silly, man. But then again, everybody has gotten kind of silly at these days, man. I feel like we're like that too. I feel like everybody is just super sensitive now for some reason.
Yeah.
In general. And it's getting annoying, man. Like, I miss the days where we could just joke around. Oh, I guess that never really existed. But for the most part, like, people wouldn't get super offended by every single thing, you know? I think usually in the past, like, the more rational people will just win out and be like, okay, it's kind of offensive, but it's a joke.
Yeah.
Now it's like, you can't say shit, man. You can't even you can't do anything that could be interpreted as anything racial. You know how it is. Like, you just can't imply anything anymore, and it's very people are very sensitive now, so it's very tough.
Yeah. No, the thing is, back in the day, you could joke around and stuff.
Yeah.
People could hate it, but you would never see somebody had to backtrack and apologize.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, oh, he joking around. Now it's like, you don't even have to be joking around, man. It could be something that, you know, you take a certain way and you still have to apologize, because I felt like he didn't have to apologize for it. I don't think, like still to this day, looking at the post, I'm like, I mean, maybe because I grew up around certain people, so I heard it more often.
Yeah.
But it was never aimed towards a certain group of people. You know what I mean? So I thought that was crazy that he had to backtrack and apologize. But you know, Jamie is Jamie. He's in a certain place. He got relationships, so he can't afford to lose those relationships for some weak ass comments, to be honest. Some generic cliche ass post or meme. So I think I guess I understood why he had to apologize, but it was silly, man.
Yeah, it was. But, you know, like I said, we're in a super sensitive time, and everything is just, everybody's on tilt, and I don't know what we can do to ever go back. I think it's just like this now. You know,
Yeah.
you can't say nothing. You can't, you have to be very careful in your choice of words all the time, especially when you're somebody who has something to lose, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't really have shit. That's why we talk a lot of shit on this podcast. But once we get the bag and cross over, dog, look, once we get the bag, we will start on episode 1. Okay? Y'all,
delete
everything getting deleted. And if y'all ever try to bring up anything from a past podcast, I'm going to say it's AI. All right. That's AI generated. There's no proof that we actually said those things or were there or did that podcast. Okay. It's going to be the Jim the Juice podcast, episode 1, brought to you by DraftKings and Sportsbook and Bud Light.
Yeah. Like, y'all used to say the N-word on the podcast a lot. No, we didn't.
No, we never said anything controversial about women. We love Lizzo. Okay. We never said anything about anybody. Okay. So look, once we get that bag, but until then, we're gonna keep talking shit. So if you have something to lose, you have to be very careful in your choice of words, and or better yet, just don't say anything. Don't do nothing but promote your projects if you're Jamie Foxx. Okay, that's how I feel. I'm sure you learned that lesson now. But don't do nothing but promote your products on social media.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So just a warning, if you ever see us with a brand new Twitter accounts and a new podcast that starts at episode 1, that's the reason why. Okay. So don't bring none of this stuff. This never happened. This podcast never happened. Okay. Ignore it.
I need to scrub my Twitter a little more.
I'm thinking about it, man.
I scrub most of it, but I just need to make sure, man.
Yeah. I might look, whenever an opportunity comes up, it's getting deleted. You're gonna see my first tweet. And like, what happened? I don't know. I got hacked.
This is the official Twitter of Ryan Rockett.
Any other Twitter was fake. Okay. Speaking of apologies, somebody else apologized, then doubled down and took back the apology. Now it's Neo. Neo was apparently on Vlad TV. He had some comments about, I guess, transgender people. And he said, back in my days, there was only 2 genders and stuff like that. I don't really care about it, so I didn't listen to the clip. But apparently he put out an apology, apologizing to people who were offended. Then he doubled down and took back the apology and basically said that it wasn't his publicist had put that out. He said, I do not apologize for having an opinion on this matter. I am a 43-year-old heterosexual man raising 5 boys and 2 girls, okay? That's my reality. Now, if my opinion offended somebody, yeah, sure, I apologize for you being offended because that wasn't my intention. However, I'm entitled to feel how I feel. You are entitled to feel how you feel. I ain't asking nobody to follow me. I ain't asking nobody to argue with me. So, yeah, I guess he was on he was on the Gloria Velez podcast, who I did not know had a podcast until now. You know, I don't try to hate on people, but why does Gloria Velez have a podcast, man?
Yeah.
Hey, like, is she just gonna talk about all the rappers she fucked? Like, what are we gonna get good from Gloria Velez? Maybe it's good. Maybe I should check it out. Maybe she's actually a good interviewer. But
is she
I have my doubts.
Is she good as that Bobby girl?
Oh God, we never talked about that, did we?
No, we didn't.
we can circle back to that. But apparently he was on the Gloria Velez podcast, and he and Gloria disagreed with the idea of supporting a transgender child's identity and allowing them to seek gender affirming care. He said, if your little boy comes to you and says, Daddy, I want to be a girl, you just let him rock with that. If you let this 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, he's going to do that. When did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let alone a 6-year-old, let alone a 12-year-old, make a life-changing decision for themselves? So, yeah, we heard all this stuff. I don't really want to debate that point. What do you think about Neo in his apology, then unapology?
I think that's a little cool. I don't like that at all, man. Like, I don't like the whole apologize and then take back the apology and double down. And then I feel like he just kind of, I don't want to say he just exposed the industry because of the publicist posted that apology, that first apology, because I think everybody use a publicist to, do an apology type thing. But it's just like, dog, come on, man. Like, like just apologize and keep it moving, or either say, nah, screw that. Like, don't tell Jackie or whoever your publicist is, nah, don't worry about it this time. I'm good. And just move on from it. Like, I don't understand. Like, I feel like people be trying to double down and try to debate your ear off over these type of stuff that don't need a debate, man. Like, you ain't gonna win this. There's no winner in this debate at all, or either side. So I just don't understand why it seems like people be trying to feel so strong about LGBTQ and trans and, trans men, trans women. They be trying to feel so strong about this. And it's like, man, like, you feel how you feel, just move on. Like, I don't understand why people be trying to double down. They be trying to force people to think the way they think. It's like, ain't nobody going to listen to Neo and be like, yeah, you know what? Neo got a point. So, you know what? I think I am going to raise my kids this way. And ain't nobody thinking about that. Like, dog, you feel the way you feel. Stand on it and move on. Like, all this apologize and then, no, I'll take the apology back. I'm going to double down and all this stuff. You wasting everybody's time, man.
Yeah, no, I feel like, look, his publicist tried to save him. What would have hurt to just not say anything after that? Because I read the publicist's apology basically saying that he apologized and he understands how his comments could have been interpreted in a negative way and all that stuff. Like, whoever that was, tried to save him. And for him doing this, it's like, look, if you feel this strongly, just raise your kids however the fuck you want. Then that's the thing. That's what annoys me, man. Like, nobody's telling you how to raise your kids. All right, so raise them however you want. If you feel a certain way, fine. But what good does it do to speak out about things like this and say what other people should do with their kids? You know, like, that's really none of your business, honestly. You got kids, raise them however you see fit. Okay, if you're anti-gender affirming trend or whatever, then don't do it. Okay, so that's what annoys me, man. Just worry about your own. There's no benefit really unless you're chasing the bag over there, and
Yeah.
that's what my theory is when people do things like this. I feel like a lot of people are seeking the bag from that side of the political spectrum. So I think when people double down and say, I'm anti woke, I'm this and I'm that, I'm anti trans or whatever, they're seeking the audience over there because look, there's money over there. Let's be real. There's money over there and people are going over there to take it.
Yep.
So look, if that's his intention, whatever. But for him to just come out of nowhere and and speak so strongly about this, I don't know, it's just strange, man. Like, if you're comfortable where you are and want to keep your audience, it does no benefit to even talk about these things, man.
It
Just
don't, man.
say I have my own views on it, but I keep it to myself. And Gloria can't really press you. What's she gonna do, man? Just say I have my own views and I don't really want to express them, but I raise my kids the way I see fit. You
Yeah.
know? And that's all you really got to say, man. You ain't got to make a political stand on this.
Yeah. Or you could just take the soft side and say, hey, you know, I have a way I raise my kids, but you know, salute to everybody that's raising kids in general. Like, do what's best for your family. Like, can't nobody push back on that.
Yeah.
So I just don't get it, man. I feel like that shit is just a conversation where it never ends. Like, you either gonna get somebody that's gonna side with you, say, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, and at the same time, you're gonna piss a whole nother side off because your comments are insensitive and all this other stuff.
Exactly.
So it's just like him making these comments ain't gonna make the world better. So it's no point. That's why we don't really talk about that type of stuff, because there's no payoff to the conversation. Like, it is what it is. You know, it's the world we live in right now. So get with it. I mean, you can still raise your family the way you want to raise your family, and that's the other. And look, we getting into the conversation now.
Yeah,
that's the other thing, man. People just, like, I always see people talking about, yeah, why are they putting this LGBTQ crap in the cartoons and like, dog, like, like, I don't know what world you living in, but I feel like it's all over the place. Like, it's damn near normal. So I don't understand how just seeing something like this would just throw your whole world off, man. Like, dog, it's like me growing up, you know, it was a lot of stuff I ain't get to see on TV, but I still end up learning it, not even from TV, but just being out and about, going to school and stuff. So somebody gonna see some gay stuff somewhere, man. So everybody's sitting here acting like, hey, they trying to turn us this way. And I'm just like, dog, the only person that can turn that way is you. Like, the person that's you the only person that can turn a certain way. So, like, ain't nothing you could do. Your kids gonna like whoever they like. So they, like, all this conspiracy, government trying to turn everybody this and that. It's just like, all right, man.
Yeah, some things people can keep to themselves, man. Especially if you're somebody like we talked about with Jamie Foxx. If you're somebody famous and you have something to lose, just don't talk about certain things, man. Like, it does no benefit unless you're searching for a new audience. Maybe he wants to sing at the next Trump inauguration, if there is one.
Yeah.
Do you remember Chrisette Michele sang for Trump and she got canceled?
Yeah, she got crushed.
Yeah, it destroyed her career, man.
Yeah, she ain't been the same since.
Nah, definitely not. So yeah, maybe he wants to be the next inauguration singer at the Trump ball. I don't know if he wins again. I don't know. But yeah, it's I don't know. I understand his tactic here. I don't get it, but maybe he knows something that we don't.
Yeah.
Other news going on this week. Richard Sherman has been announced to be joining Skip Bayless on Undisputed, as well as Rachel Nichols, Miss Canceled herself, formerly canceled Rachel Nichols, will join Richard Sherman and Skip Bayless on Undisputed as some rotating guests. So, yeah, I guess it's official now. Shannon Sharp is gone, and Richard Sherman will be replacing, as well as I guess we'll have some rotating people in as well. So, what are your opinions on this, man? Do you think it's going to work or is it going to flop?
I think I don't think it's gonna be as good as him and Shannon, of course, but I think this was probably the best decision. And we mentioned this before. Just have a rotating guest. Just do what First Take is doing and kind of fill it out a little bit and just have people on to discuss certain topics. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think it's last week, a couple weeks ago. I want to hear no Richard Sherman breaking down the Lakers game, man.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that don't make sense at all. I don't think he's that entertaining. And I think he's good at what he do. I think he's real good. It's funny because that clip was floating around when he hopped on First Take with Skip and Stephen A. And he was pretty much going that Skip. And so you could tell he had a future in that, and that was him as a player. So yeah, I think this is the best move for them, man. They wasn't gonna find nobody perfect to replace Shannon Sharp. So I think this was the right move, and I think it'll keep everything fresh. And I don't see anybody getting into it with Skip to the point where they got to leave like Shannon Sharp, because look, man, they've been together for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So after a while, you know how it is working with somebody for years, especially doing a show where you kind of get tired of them a little bit. Stuff started getting a little stale, where you ended up not liking the person. So I think that would prevent what happened last time, and you could kind of just keep the show fresh by bringing in new voices. It's not the same old stuff, the same old bits that Shannon was doing, and the same old stuff that Skip was doing with the Cowboys and all that stuff. So I think I think this is a better outcome than just getting one person to do it. And don't forget Lil Wayne.
Oh yeah, Lil Wayne's gonna be on there too. Apparently, I guess he's already been on there. I don't know. I haven't been watching.
Yeah,
But yeah. So my opinion, basically, man, I think Skip is really losing the audience here, because I think he really thinks we just want to see people who hate each other argue. Because the part of the good thing about First Take back in the day and First Take now even is like, yeah, they get into it, but I don't think that any of them really dislike each other. Skip and Stephen A were friends, which is what made their arguments even funnier, because they knew each other. So yeah, they got into it and they got heated, but they were still cool. That's how Shannon and Skip started. They started off pretty cool with each other, very, very cordial, making jokes, and they were friendly. And that soured over time, and you could tell by the end, Shannon had enough.
yeah.
So I think Skip wants to show where he wants to battle somebody who doesn't like him. The fact that he even entertained bringing Charles Barkley on the show. Like, why would you do that, man? The energy would just be very strange. Yeah, it might make good for a good viral clip or two, but nobody's going to want to watch a whole show with people who hate each other argue, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you married, you can go home and get that every day. you ain't got to go and watch it on TV in the morning and see two men just go at each other and don't like each other. And that's what's going to happen with Richard Sherman and Skip. We know already Shannon does not like, or not Shannon. We know Richard Sherman does not like Skip Bayless, okay?
Yeah.
He was on First Take back in the day and said, I'm better than you at life." All right. He does not like Skip Bayless. And I think Skip Bayless thinks it'll be entertaining to bring somebody in who hates him.
Yeah.
It's going to be awkward, man. Like, it's going to be very sterile. It's not going to have any of the friendly stuff we like from Shannon and him. And it's just going to be weird to watch, I feel, man. Yeah, it'll have some viral clips of them going crazy at each other, but the vibe of the show will be weird.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just what he wants, but it's going to be awkward, man. So I don't know. I think it's going to be over. I don't know how long the show lasts. We'll see. Maybe Sherman does really good and the ratings go up, but I don't see it happening, man. I think it's going to be very awkward, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. And last but not least, man, let's get into the 50th birthday of hip hop.
Hey.
Yeah, we used to be a mainly hip hop podcast, and we close the show with the hip hop 50th anniversary, man.
Yeah.
Hip hop is 50 years old. I guess at some point in the last few years, people have decided that the Cool Herc House Party is now the birth of hip hop, and now is the beginning of hip hop. And that, I believe, was August 11th, 1973.
Yeah.
And people have now, for some reason, decided that is the birth of hip hop because it had a DJ who was mixing records and people who were rapping there. So I don't know how I feel about that because I feel like that's just some very recent thing that just happened. I don't remember there being a birthday for hip hop until like the last 3 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Talking about the Cool Herc Party.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I'm a hip hop nerd, so I knew about the party. It was a block party, pretty much.
Yeah.
Back to school block party. I think it was a block party before the kids went back to school, and they had all this stuff going on, and that's what the DJ was DJing, and the MC was, on the mic and all that stuff. So I kind of knew that, but I would like to. I wish we could dig in more to see where it really started.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to not give DJ Kool Herc credit at all. I feel like he is a legend. But I wonder, because I always get this from a lot of older people, including my dad, where he be like, "Oh, James Brown used to rap back in the day."
Mm-hmm.
Like in the 60s, he was rapping in the 60s. So, and we always see the gospel group that be trending, that be rapping from the 1940s or something, or whatever that was. So I'm kind of curious why it just stopped right there, where it just like, was that I would like to see how it was in 1973 in Houston, in the hood in Houston, or in the hood in Atlanta or LA. So you mean to tell me in August 11, 1973, in the Bronx, New York, it's the first time somebody ever DJ and was rapping on a mic ever? Like, nobody have another story like that was similar back in 1972 or 1974 in LA or Houston or Dallas or something like that?
Look,
I just have a lot of questions, man.
New York invented everything, okay? They invented basketball, they invented rapping, they invented hip hop, they invented everything, okay? Everything black came from New York, apparently. The people down south were just doing nothing the whole time. We were Bamas, according to them. We was backwards people. So, yeah, the thing is, man, I don't mind acknowledging that the Cool Herc Party was a pivotal moment in hip hop or whatever, but to say that was the first day hip hop was born is kind of corny to me, because number one, I feel like this is a very recent thing that came up through like Reddit, maybe in some documentaries and things where people said, "Oh, this is the first time hip hop was hip hop." But when you put a day on it, it becomes kind of corny. Like we saw it on what was it, Friday, I think, or Saturday, whenever the what was it, the 11th? So it was Saturday. No, Friday. I'm mixing the fucking days up in my head. It was Friday, and you saw all the content come out. Like, here's the 50 top New York rappers on the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Here's the 50 best rap albums on the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Here's a list of the top 50 women. I don't know how you get that many in hip hop. Like, it was just for content, man. It kind of reminds me when they have like a National Pancake Day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. No, you summed it up right. It's a I don't want to say it's a like a plant type of a day, but they are benefiting off of that. For the hip, they calling this hip hop happy birthday to hip hop, and let's release this list and put Ice Spice number 50.
Yeah.
Now, you're like, come on, man. Like, Ice Spice number 50 of all time out of everybody. I don't even think it was just women. I think I seen a list where it was some of everybody. And then I seen somebody tweet. I ain't researching, so maybe I could be wrong, but I see somebody retweet the list and pretty much retweeted all the people that wasn't on the list. And so you had a lot of people like Have-It. You had Lloyd. You had some real good rappers that wasn't on this list.
They also put A$AP Ferg on it too, and it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I will put him over Ice Spice at 50, and that's not saying too much.
Yeah. Ice Spice is too new. She can't be on the top 50. She can't.
Yeah, that's clearly marketing. That's clearly a label thing trying to market so we can sit here and talk. I seen a whole bunch of people ain't never heard of Ice Spice. Sitting there saying, who is Ice Spice? Why is she number 50? So of course that's helping her because now people searching to see who she is. So it's just that part of it. It's just like, all right, so it's a marketing plan behind this, and it's gonna get worse. It's definitely gonna get worse. It's probably gonna be like the whole Juneteenth thing. It might end up getting whiteified.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna get whiteified, and we probably gonna be sick of it. all the stuff people gonna do commercialize hip hop. I mean, it's already commercialized, but people commercialized today, and yeah.
Yeah, it's corny, man. Like I said, I'm fine with celebrating this year as like the 50th anniversary, but having that day is just like you said, commercialized, and it's going to be corny. It's already corny, and it's just a day to pump out content and an excuse to say make stupid ass lists, man. Enough with the list. We've had enough lists, okay? I don't want to see no more lists. All right, I think we've had enough. I think we know where every major publication stands on rappers and albums and whatnot. No more. Okay, I don't want to see no more lists from no DJs, no anybody. I don't care about lists no more. I'm done.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, having that day as a birthday, it's kind of corny, but hey, it is impressive that hip hop has been around to stay this long, especially looking back and you see how people thought it was just a fad, that it was going to die out, that it wasn't going to last into the 90s, that it was too controversial to be on the radio, and it wasn't allowed on MTV and all this stuff, to where they are now, man.
Yeah.
It is impressive that hip hop, like Biggie said in 94, you never thought that hip hop would take it this far. You really didn't, man. People in the beginning did not think it would last this long. And it's impressive to be like the number one genre in the world, basically.
Yeah, just look at all the household names that we hear now.
Yeah.
Like Will Smith. That started from hip hop, man.
Yeah.
He was one of the guys that boycotted the Grammy. You know what I mean? Because they wasn't televising their Grammy category. So just people like that, man. Just started.
Ice-T, who's a TV star now, man. Like he started being a gangster rapper. So
yeah, Mr. Law and Order. And it's funny that he never played in anything else. It's just he just been sticking with Law and Order and no other movie. When was the last time you say, I want to watch this new Ice-T movie?
Yeah, he doesn't do movies at all.
It seemed like he just stuck the Law and Order and that was it.
Yeah. But I mean,
I respect it.
Yeah, he took some weird roles. He was like a dog person in Tank Girl, which was like a weird cyberpunk movie it was actually pretty good. But like he had some weird roles in like the mid 90s, man. So it's good that he got on Law and Order and just stayed there. Because I
Yeah,
feel like he would do anything at one point. But yeah,
yeah,
he's iconic in that role.
yeah. But look at people like Ice T, look at LL Cool J, like just a regular household name now that's doing all type of stuff, and it started from rap, from hip hop. So
Yeah. Hey, what up, Drunk? See you in the comments, man. Drunk said Ice Spice was top 50. That's disgusting. Yeah, it was top 50 New York rappers, to be fair. But yeah, it's way too early for her to be on a top 50 anything, man. Like, yeah, it was obviously a controversial marketing pick. And Drunk said, LL Cool J been doing NCIS for 20 years. We still don't watch it. Somebody does. Dog, these shows were actually massively popular. You know,
hey, dog,
we
I know I'm definitely keeping Law and Order in business
yeah,
because I watch Law and Order all day long. I'm not an NCIS guy, but if I do, I watch the original one.
yeah.
The original one is good. I don't like the one with LL Cool J, man. He just looks so weird, man. This chat ass dude in a Challenger. I'm just,
Yeah.
but yeah, you're right. He's been doing that for a long time. I don't know nobody that's rushing home to see that. I think he do NCIS Los Angeles, I want to say.
Mhm.
I don't know nobody that's rushing home to watch that. Now the other one, the original one, yes.
Look, these shows that have been on for like 15, 20 years, you'd be surprised. Like I feel like people watch these shows in secret. Like, because we feel like people just watch the same shows we do. Not true, man. Like people watch all these shitty CBS shows every single day and keep them in business. So it probably the person that works next to you that watches the NCIS and Law and Order every single night. And we just don't know. What up, Miguel? See you in the comments, man. What are we doing on so early? Well, we're doing a afternoon special edition of the Gyms and Dudes podcast. If you were following our Twitter account, we announced this yesterday. I think
we had to work. We had some stuff to do yesterday.
We had things to do, but we hit y'all with a special edition podcast breaking down everything that happened this week. So hit the rewind button. We're gonna post a podcast in a little bit. We almost done here. But yeah, it's been a great show. 50 years of hip hop, man. Nothing more to say, really. Do you think it'll last another 50 years, Figgy?
I thought it ended this year, man.
Hey, hip hop been dead since whenever Nas made that album. Wasn't that like 2014 or something?
Shoot. Honestly, I think that was like hip hop. That was like
that was 2006. Wow, 2006 hip hop died.
Crazy. I thought it was like 08, 09. Yeah, 2006.
Hip hop almost been dead for 20 years, and it's Drunk said 50 years in Gyms and Juice up next. No.
Yeah, 50 years.
You realize how old we're gonna be at that point, man.
90 years old.
Yeah, we're gonna be in a nursing home with a in a wheelchair, just talking about how we hate the rappers of today. We hate XXX Tentacion's son. We hate Lil Durk's third son or whatever. He's trash. Miguel said, "Damn, bro, I need y'all on Friday night." Man, we couldn't do it. I'm sorry. We had things to do on Friday night.
I had to work some stuff, so
yeah. So sorry about that. We couldn't stick to our regular schedule.
Yeah, honestly, we probably would have skipped a week, but a lot happened this week. You could go back on the podcast, check it out. So I ain't want to just skip a whole week.
Yeah, look, man, we linked up to take time out of our valuable Saturday Eve afternoons.
I came up here to the job.
Look, yes,
I'm at work.
Yeah, sidebar. They cut off the AC on weekends at Sports Radio 610. So Figgy is up there sweating for content, literally working his ass off, and y'all complaining because we didn't stream Friday night. Man.
Here, man.
Look at that! Look what he's going through, man. Look what Figgy going through for y'all to provide the content. And you gonna hate on him and say we needed y'all on Friday night. Come on, Miguel. Come on, man. We still trying to feed the streets, all right? We trying to keep y'all fed. But sometimes things happen. We got to reschedule. Okay. Miguel said, y'all broke down the Texans. Yes, we did, man. And our stance is It's preseason. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, go check it out at the beginning, man.
Yeah, basically, look, CJ looked how he looked, but he needs time to grow. And if he's not the starting quarterback game one, I'm not panicking. All right. I trust D'Amico Ryans and whatever he says or whatever decision he makes. So we'll see. But I have no hot takes about a preseason game where he played 2 series, man, and he's a rookie quarterback. So it is what it is. I know y'all gonna debate this to death on Texans Twitter, but Miguel said, "Hey, I unironically said Keenum should start, okay? But I'm a Keenum stan." So Miguel said, "Okay, enough from you, man. CJ, a bust." enough of Texans talk now that you done went off the deep end with CJ being a bust already. So enough of that. Anyway, anything else we missed this week, man? Anything else you want to talk about, Figgy?
I think that might.
I'm looking on Twitter to see if anything happened just now.
Yeah, usually stuff like that happen on Saturdays.
A woman has gone viral for finessing cheap Beyonce tickets the last minute. Okay, I don't really care about that. Yeah, I think that might be about it for this edition of the podcast. Like we said, if you missed it, it's already on YouTube, so you can hit the rewind. I'm gonna post it on the regular podcast thing, so you listen to it whenever you're out and about this weekend. Miguel said he got in the party late. Yeah, you did, man, but it's all good. I know you got things to do. Everybody got things to do on Saturday days.
Just check out this YouTube video. Once we end this broadcast, you can start from the beginning.
Yes. Yeah. And you can get mad at us for our Texans takes and get mad at whatever John McClain said that we didn't talk about. Okay. So anyway, I think it might be about time. Miguel said it's tax-free weekend. Oh, yeah, it is. The kids are going back to school. My niece and nephews did some back to school shopping this past weekend as well. So yeah, so it's about that time, man. About time for the traffic to fucking ramp up again, which I hate. Traffic been nice the past few weeks, man.
Yeah.
In the mornings.
Dog, I'm happy my wife going back to school, man.
Yeah.
It felt like this was a long ass summer. Now I could get back to normal, get back on my normal schedule.
Get home after school and she ain't get home after work and she ain't there. Like, damn.
Yep. I gotta be when you coming home.
Yep.
Like, girl, I got work.
Get home and put on Pornhub on the big TV. Like, fuck it.
I know. I could jerk off in peace now.
Yes. Very important in marriage, man. So yeah, appreciate all y'all for hanging with us, man. We appreciate all the feedback and love. And until next time.